in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072, and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Welcome back here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, Jackson Dodge Smith Sly. Let's take a little look at the lineup here for the Drifters. Cooper Mullins leads it out, the second baseman. He leads the team an average of .348. Following him up in the 2 spot is the DH, Tristan Jennings. Kind of unproven so far. He's 2 for 4. Haven't seen much of him so far. Batting third, the first baseman, Nolan Miller. And then cleanup, it's the catcher, LJ Vallejo. Right fielder batting 5th is Peyton Turner. In the 6th spot, the center fielder, Aiden Gebhardt. Batting 7th, the third baseman, Mana Hefferman. Batting 8th, the shortstop, Jacob Villalpando. And lastly, rounding it off, the left fielder, Austin Takahashi. And a couple of names you might recognize, Aiden Gebhardt. He pitched last night.
Yeah, real workhorse Gebhardt. Pitched last night, and now he's out there in center field. And that's kind of been the story of the Drifters. They have quite a few guys who've been their starting pitchers and then have gone out to play out in the field. And, I mean, that's just something that you love to see on these teams, two-way players, because it's just guys really soaking up as much playing time as they possibly can on either side of the ball, whether that's pitching, whether that's hitting, whether that's in the field. It's just guys who are refusing to stop playing the kids' game, right? You know, we all get told at some point we got to stop playing the kids' game. Some get told at 18, some get told at 40, but we all get told at some point. And these guys are kids who love this game and want to play every single aspect of it. And so you love to see them just continuing to be two-way players, just playing the game they love in every single aspect. And that's what Summer League Baseball is all about.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about it, too, is that usually with these two-way guys, they're usually a reliever.
Yeah.
And then they'll play. But like we said, Gebhardt and also Colton Perez, who pitched in Game 1, he later hit yesterday in the lineup. They're both starters.
Yeah.
And that's surprising because you usually don't see that because, like you said, that's a lot of work. But it's impressive. You got to tip your cap to them for being the workhorse that they are.
Well, now it's Cooper Mullins. He's going to trot up to the left-handed batter's box. Lefty batter, righty pitcher for Crowley. As Crowley comes set, working from the stretch with nobody on. He takes a breath, steps back, lifts, and delivers the first pitch of today's ball game low for ball 1, and that's how things kick off here in Game 3 of the series. And start time here today, 6:33 p.m. Gorgeous day in Wenatchee, 74 degrees, and the 1-0 from Crowley is fouled over the third base bleachers and into the parking lot.
Yeah, finally, that pesky wind's gone.
Yeah.
It's been here for a couple of days, but now finally it's going to heat up here in the valley.
Mullins pinwheels the bat. Even count on him, 1-1. Crowley's delivery. Slap foul right into the netting, and will drop back down to the field.
Dotted that 89-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer half. Crowley, great job of beating the corners today. See him continue that here.
That's a 1-2 count now. Crowley may be looking for a strikeout to start the ball game. And he steps back in the 1-2 pitch. This is lined hard up the middle, and that's going to dribble into center field for a leadoff single.
Really good location there, too. Top outside corner of the zone. But even better job by Mullins to get his hands to that, keep him back, and then just hit it where the ball's pitched.
And that's the 9th hit of the year for Mullins, too, and he goes right back up the middle with it. Comes into today with a .348 average. But now it's Tristan Jennings, freshman out of Porter Ranch, California, playing at Hawaii Pacific University. As Crowley checks in at Mullins at second, and the pitch to Jennings. He squares the bunt and pops it straight back to the netting. And it'll drop into the glove of Morisaki, and that's a foul ball. Now Jennings, batting .500. He's DHing today. He's got 2 hits to his name early on in this year. He's only played 4 games, no RBIs, and 1 walk drawn. Crowley, the 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off.
This is fouled straight back and directly over our heads in the press box
and into the ether behind us.
Looks like a hit-and-run call there, as Mullins did try to steal, but unfortunately did not come out fruitful.
Crowley gets his signs. Runner on first. That's Mullins. He was taken off on the pitch before. Will they pick off? That's the question. Well, here's the 0-2. Runner's going to stay at first, and the pitch is outside for a ball.
Really yanked that fastball down there in the outer half. Just going to stay through to finish his pitches.
Sox wearing their navy jerseys. Drifters wearing their royal blue road jerseys. And here's the 1-2 from Crowley. That's a curveball that's grounded over to Brass at short. He dives to make the play. He flips to Torres to get the out. The throw to first is not in time. But, man, what a play by Brass up the middle to range over to his left, dive to a knee almost, and make the sliding play.
Man, what a play there. Just not enough on it there, and not enough time either for him to get the out at first. But Torres, great job, too, of getting a quick feed, quick step, and trying to fire it over to first.
So Jennings reaches via the fielder's choice. He's on first base now. One out here in the first. We're still scoreless. Game just got underway a few minutes ago. Nolan Miller batting in the 3-hole. The pitch to him is a bit high and a bit outside for ball one. Now Miller played the past 2 years with University of Portland. Really good baseball program. And he got a lot of playing time with them this past spring. 46 games to be exact. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's well high, ball two. And the shadows here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium go from the third base line, pointing out towards right field. Wind not nearly as bad as it was yesterday, like you mentioned, Jackson. Yesterday, I mean, it was brutal. The 2-0 pitch is well outside. 3 back-to-back-to-back balls from Crowley in this at-bats.
And, you know, with that wind, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Of course, it can be really annoying at times, but also it can bring home runs like we did see yesterday with those 2 shots.
3-0 pitch from Crowley. Deep breath. Here it is. Oh, that is center cut. That's strike one looking.
And today the wind really can't figure out where it wants to come from. Sometimes it blows out to straightaway center field, sometimes left field, and right now it's going to blow out to right.
3-1 count. Miller's going to get a good pitch to hit here with a runner on first base. Here is the offer, and he'll just cut this back to the screen to fill it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, you got Jennings on first base. He reached via a fielder's choice. 1 out here in the first. Miller at the plates, starting first baseman today. Batting 200 coming into today's at-bat. 5 hits, 6 RBIs, 6 walks drawn as well. Crowley comes set, looking for his first strikeout tonight. And here's the payoff pitch. And that is lined hard to right field, but right to Kai McGarry on a few hops. Jennings is going to round third, round second. He's into third, and now the Drifters have him on the corners with only 1 out here in the first.
Drifters right now are all over Crowley on the mound. They're getting really good contact. I mean, thankfully not hitting with a lot of power, but they're finding gaps in the outfield, and that could prove dangerous later in this game.
And just singles here early on, hitting it to the outfield, but not to the long part of the yard. So now it's L.J. Lehue who has the catching today for the Drifters, and he's going to bat with 1 out and 2 runners on. Miller at first, Jennings at third, so runners on the corners for the Drifters. Still scoreless ball game here. It's Crowley. It's going to lift and deliver the pitch, and it's just outside for a ball. Good slider, but just doesn't get the call. And the runner was bluffing at first. Miller was faking like he was going to go to second. And with this first and third situation, as Crowley looks over at him, comes set. And here's the pitch. That's chopped through the right side and into the outfield. An RBI single for Lehue.
Really good piece of hitting right there. Again, not doing too much, shortening up his swing and finding the gap in the infield to get the job done.
And that's the first run given up by Crowley this year, and it comes in the first inning. 3 hits so far here in the first inning. 1 run, so it's 1-0 Drifters on top, and now it's Peyton Tyner coming up to bats. He's a left-handed batter, 2 runners on. Lehue at first, Miller at second. And Tyner's got the bright teal barrel on his bats. Here's the pitch. Cut on, missed, outside, strike 1.
Tyner leads the team in hits with 10 this year.
He's batting 270 as well. 3 RBIs, 7 walks. And with clutch hit here, he could extend that hit lead and pick up another RBI. Let's see what happens. And the 0-1 pitch is just high and outside to even it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Crowley, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. Tyner, 5'8", 165 pounds. Batting from the left side. Gorgeous day here in Wenatchee, 73 degrees. The 1-1 pitch. Runners both taking off as this is sent softly to left center field. Paoletto is going to drift over, make the catch in the gap. The runners have to retreat. He gets the throw in quickly, but everyone's back in safely. And there's 2 outs here now in the first.
Yeah, bit of a risky call there to send both runners. But, man, it nearly worked out for the AppleSox as Nicho tried to get that ball in as soon as possible, but just enough speed there to get back in time.
Now it's the guy who was the starting pitcher last night, Aiden Gebhard, left-handed batter. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Crowley's first pitch to him. And he will line this bit high in the air to Paoletto in left, and he is right there to make the catch on a few back steps, and that is it for the Drifters here in the first. They get 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and leave 2 men left on base. 1-0 your score here after just 1 half frame, and we're going to step aside on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Come experience the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing at Pybus Public Market, your family-friendly destination for exceptional craft beer, great food, and a welcoming atmosphere. With 20 rotating taps featuring Hellbent craft brews and local ciders, plus a full bar and local wine list, there's something for everyone. Their chef-driven seasonal menu showcases the freshest local ingredients with bold American and Pan-Asian flavors in every dish. Open daily, visit the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing and embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley.
Link Transit is your free, clean, and safe ride to where you need to go. Whether you need to go to work, school, run errands, or taking a day trip to Leavenworth or Chelan, Link can take you there. Save gas and don't worry about parking. Plan your trip with Google Maps, Apple Maps, or the Transit app. Skip the fuss. Take the bus with Link Transit. NCW.news is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.news provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lake Chelan Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.news and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit ncw.news for local news you can trust.
The reigning WCL pitcher of the week, Tristan Ledbetter, takes the mound for the first time tonight, and he has got an early 1-0 lead. The Drifters struck for 1 there in the top half of the first. Crowley gave up his first run of the year, and now he's going to be facing Jonah Shields, Kai McGarry, and Nikko Paoletto. The guaranteed 3 Sox here in the bottom half of the first inning as Shields makes the walk up to the plate.
Shields leads the AppleSox in hits this season with an impressive 15 already.
He also leads him for average as well, 405. He is hitting the ball at an incredibly consistent rate as Ledbetter will wind and deliver, and the first pitch to him is high for ball 1. And Shields, your beer batter of the day. The beer of the day is Kona Big Wave on draft. So if Shields gets a hit, you'll save some money on your beer. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Shields. Inside, brushes him back for ball 2.
Shields also the only guy on the AppleSox with a triple this season.
That came in Bellingham. He hit to the left center gap and rolled it all the way to the wall. And he's fast enough that he was able to get around second and into third pretty easily. 2-0 pitch. Ledbetter, here it is. And he'll chop this foul right past the AppleSox dugout. And that's going to go to a 2-1 count.
You save on Kona Big Wave draft at the AppleSox concession stand for the rest of the inning.
And there's really no one better to have as the beer batter today. Jonah Shields, a 6-game hit streak coming into today, leads the Sox for hits with 15 so far this year. As the 2-1 delivery is a slider that he rips to third on a hop to Heffernan, and he will throw all the way across to get the out. Man, what a play there by Heffernan. Kind of ate him up, handcuffed him a little bit, but he recovered and made a great throw.
Just like in Little League, chested up is what he did right there. He stood his ground, he stayed on the balls of his feet, and he let that ball get to him rather than panic about it coming to him. He gloved it, collected himself, and made a great throw to first to get that first out.
That's a 1 away here, bottom half of the first inning. 1-0. Drifters lead by just a single run. As Ledbetter gets his signs, lifts the glove to his mouth, and here's the first pitch to McGarry. And that is dotted up on the outside edge for strike one. Good slider, 84 miles an hour, kind of moved it to that outside edge. 0-1 count. Ledbetter lifts and delivers. And again, he dots that one up outside. Another breaking ball, 84 miles an hour again. And quickly 0-2 on McGarry. Ledbetter looking for his first strikeouts of the evening. Well outside. Doesn't get this one. And that's ball one.
Yeah, really liking that slider. Seems like he's going that more reliably than his fastball.
1-2 count. Ledbetter looking for strikeout number 14 on the season, and the pitch is inside. Kind of got him on the hands. He fouls it off to the screen, so the count's going to stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know he's going to feel that on his hands. That was all the way up on the handle.
Yeah.
You know, obviously thinking with his bats, they're composite bats, so they act somewhat like metal bats at times, but it's still wood.
The 1-2. And he lines this to the right side, but right to the glove of Heffernan on a skip, and he'll throw across again. Back-to-back groundouts to Heffernan at third, and there's 2 away here at first.
The left fielder.
Couldn't ask for better candy hop right there. Straight into his glove, right on his left side, and in stride to make the play.
So 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. And Mariners fans, if you're listening to this game and want to get a little update on the Mariners game, it's currently 7-5 Orioles leading, bottom of the 8th. So that game kind of winding down, and the Mariners down by 2 runs. And here's the first pitch to Paoletto. That's a fastball high. He takes it. Great eye by Paoletto to make it 1-0.
And again, Paoletto coming off a great night last night with that solo shot the other way. His great job of being disciplined at the plate.
1-0 pitch. And he lines this on a few skips to Villalpando at short, but he's got it. And a good throw to first to end the inning. The Sox go down in order. 3 up, 3 down, so no runs, no hits, no errors, and obviously nobody left on base. Your score still 1-0. Drifters leading by a very thin margin. Nicho Crowley back out to take the mound for the top half of the second. You'll hear it here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
At Libke Insurance, your protection is our first priority. Hi, this is Jeff Browns, president of Libke Insurance. Don't be fooled by gimmicks or cut-rate insurance. We offer real protection provided by real professionals. At Libke Insurance, we understand every person is unique, and that's why we work with numerous top companies to find the right coverage at the best price. That's value. That's Libke Insurance. Let us help you before you need it. Let's talk today.
Libke Insurance. Call 888-902-1800. Online at Libke.com.
Hop into my Chevy. We're gonna take a ride. We're going down to Easy's Burgers, where the food is dynamite. Easy's Burgers. Easy's Burgers, oh yeah. Fast, friendly, and delicious. They really do it right. Serving up those burgers every day and every night. Big kids, little kids, mom and dad too. Easy's Burgers. Made fresh for you.
Have you ever thought about how much you're on your feet? A comfortable pair of boots can make a real difference. If you've had a hard time finding a good pair of boots, visit Neil's Boots, Shoes and Repair, where you'll find a good selection of Danner boots, including Light 2s, Vicious, and Radical 453s. They also carry Smoke Jumper and Hawthorne white boots. Neil's Boots, Shoes and Repair, 811 South Wenatchee Avenue.
And the side was sat down in order. The Sox 3 up, 3 down in the bottom half of the first. Right into the top half of the second, and Crowley's first pitch to Heffernan is a bit high and tight for ball 1.
Yeah, Crowley just not really struggled, but his pitch locations, especially with his fastball, were too enticing for the Springfield batters.
Here's the 1-0. Aim is low and away with it for ball 2.
And they made do with all their opportunities there with 3 singles in the first and also a fielder's choice, but nice 2 flyouts to left field to finish out that inning.
2-0 count. Crowley set, drops the foot back, and here's the pitch. And this is lined to right center field, dropping, and it'll one-hop into the glove of McGarry. Another hit for the Drifters and another leadoff single to boot.
It's crazy to think Nico, in his first outing in 5 innings of work, only gave up 3 hits, no runs, and here he's given up 4 and a run already in 1 inning.
And again, a lot of these Sox kind of adjusting to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. A lot of these guys haven't played here before, specifically the pitchers. And it's Jacob Villalpando now for the Drifters, and the first pitch from Crowley. He squares the bunt and will foul it off the end of his back and bat and straight back to the backstop. So 0-1 the count. And Heffernan on first base. He had the leadoff single a few seconds ago. And Heffernan had a couple of great plays in the bottom half of the first. Some balls just rocketed right to him, and he was able to get his glove to it and make a play. And he finds himself on first base now. Decent lead for him. 0-1 counts on Villalpando, the pitch. This is lined up the middle, out of the reach of Torres at second. Back-to-back singles for the Drifters, and they got him parked on first and second early here in the second inning.
They're just moving station to station right now. I mean, the other day it was walks, and now it's just straight-up singles. It's really good hitting by them. They're catching really good barrels. Of course, not a lot of power on it. But like we said earlier, they're just finding patches of grass and gaps throughout the infield, and it's working really well for them.
And both these teams are squads that bleed you to death with singles and walks and just making you make mistakes. Here comes head coach Mitch Darlington out to the mound. No one warming up in the AppleSox bullpen at the moment, but while they take a break to talk things over, hey, let's give a thank you to Buddy's Home Furnishings. Buddy's Home Furnishings has furniture, home electronics, and appliances and computers to suit any home. Whether you're looking for sleek and modern or classic and cozy, Buddy's has furniture for every room that we know you'll love. With our flexible payment options and free delivery and setup, you'll be glad that you went with Buddy's. And while we're also here, hey, let's take a second to thank Colville Gaming. Embark on your next RV adventure at 12 Tribes Lake Chelan Casino. Full hookups, lakeside views, and gaming just steps away. Reserve your perfect spot today at ColvilleCasinos.com. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos, far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. The mound meeting kicks is over, and now everyone's going to return back to their respective spots. So still a 1-0 ball game here in the top of the second inning. The Drifters lead by 1 run. They got Villalpando at first, Heffernan at second, and now Takahashi up to bat for his first AB of the evening.
Like that mound visit there, just break up that rhythm that the Springfield Drifters had and get his guys settled back in.
Here's the first pitch to Takahashi, long hold from Crowley, and he will spaghetti move over to second, and he just lobs that ball right to Brass's glove, and Brass will just toss it right back to him. And we'll say, as a batter, when your team gets back-to-back hits like that and you're ready to go, you're ready to feed off that energy, the opposing coach comes out, calls a mound visit, it can kind of just make your energy go flat. Here's the first pitch. He's going to square to bunt. He pops it up over the head of Landon White, who is crashing. Oh, my goodness, it's going to get past everyone, and everyone is safe.
That's not a good bunt. That's a lucky bunt.
Incredibly lucky. He popped it up in the air, and usually those are guaranteed outs because he popped up right to the fielder. But Landon White was crashing hard, and he popped it over his head. Matt Torres was coming over to cover first, and he was already a majority of the way there, so he kind of overran it a bit and then gets past both of them. So now bases loaded, no outs here in the second. And it's Cooper Mullins, who's 1 for 1 tonight. Lineup card flips over. The first pitch to Mullins is well outside. Overstreet kind of juts the arm out to catch it, and that's ball 1. And so bases loaded here for the Drifters. Takahashi at first. Villalpando second. Heffernan at third. And Mullins at the plate. Crowley's 1-0 delivery. Up and outside. Doesn't get the corner. That's ball 2.
Hey, Crowley just not having his stuff today, unfortunately. It's night and day from his last outing in Bellingham.
2-0 count. Crowley back against the wall. Here's the pitch. And this is lifted high and shallow to left field. Paoletto coming in a few steps. He's parked underneath it. Makes the catch. Runner tags. The throw is cut off by Ahu. The runner was bluffing. So Heffernan just retreats back into third base. Everyone stays put. And there's one away now in the second.
3 out of the 4 outs today have all been flyouts to left field to Nico. He's getting plenty of action out there in the field.
He's getting plenty of action in the first game that he's playing in the field. He has been the DH for every single game that he's played. And this is the first time that Sox fans are seeing him playing defense. Now it's Tristan Jennings. Still bases loaded. 1 out, though, now on top of the second. 1-0 Drifters on top. Crowley's first pitch to Jennings. A breaking ball that missed low. Overstreet blocks it up and keeps it in front.
And another thing, I like how the AppleSox are mixing up their catchers. Today it's Jake Overstreet.
Oh.
Game 1, it was Kainoa Morisaki, and yesterday was Joe Coupland. Letting their guys rest, which is very important.
1-0 pitch to Jennings. He lines his heart in the middle, right to Crowley's glove. He makes the catch, throw to first, double him up. That's it. Oh, wow. Crowley, with his back against the wall, finds a way to get out of it. That is insane.
We won't let self down.
So the Drifters get no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and leave 2 men left on base. Crowley, with a lucky line drive back to him, gets out of a real jam. Score is still 1-0. Drifters on top. We're moving to the bottom half of the second here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Batter up for a big milestone. A proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies, is celebrating 25 years of trusted HVAC, electrical, and development work in our valley. Beyond their expertise, Salcedo is hitting it out of the park with philanthropy, generously supporting over 70 nonprofits, churches, and schools across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties. They're proud to be locally grown and committed to keeping our valley a great place to call home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Your teenage years are full of unknowns. Your bank shouldn't be one of them. With People's Bank Teen Access Checking, account holders can build healthy money habits while learning to manage their spending. There are no monthly service charges, no balance requirements, and if the parent or guardian has an existing People's Bank account, adding Teen Access takes less than 10 minutes. You know your teen, we know banking. Teen Access Checking from People's Bank. Easy for them, easier for you. Member FDIC.
Hi folks, Kelly Herschel from Valley Tractor and Rentals, your one-stop Kubota shop. Kubota and Valley Tractor is keeping it simple. You want the best-selling compact tractor? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact excavator? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact skid steer? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling diesel zero-turn mower? Buy a Kubota. You want the best? Buy a Kubota. Kubota and Valley Tractor since 1948, Baker Flats, East Wenatchee.
Well, Landon White leads it off here, bottom half of the second inning. Ledbetter winds and delivers the first pitch, and he will foul this high and to the right side. So 0-1 the count. Hey, are you ready to embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley? Well, look no further than the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing, where the vibrant energy of Pybus Market meets a delightful world of craft beer and gourmet cuisine. As Ledbetter's 0-1 pitch is on the outside edge, and it's off the end of the bat of Landon White, and it dribbles down the first base line. Ledbetter picks it up, easy flip to first to get the out, and that's out number 1 here in the second.
The designated hitter, Kainoa.
I'm still not over that inning-ending play there in the top of the second there. Line drive, back to Crowley, hit very hard, by the way. He snags it, and he does a great job of getting that throw back to first to double him off and end the side when bases were already loaded.
And those are one of those balls that when it comes back to you like that, hot, like stung off the bat, it kind of makes your life flash before your eyes, but it works out well for Crowley. First pitch to Santiago is low and inside off the turf, and that's ball 1.
And you were saying, too, it just seemed like the Drifters are seeing the ball really well today. They're all over Crowley's stuff.
And Santiago had that 2-run home run last night, getting his first at-bat today. And the 1-0 pitch is well outside. Good take for ball 2. And Santiago DHing today. I believe this is his first time as the DH this season. And he's got 11 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 doubles, and 1 home run on the stat sheet. And here's a 2-0. And that's inside low, ball 3. And Kainoa batting .367. Coming into this at-bat. Good count here. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the second. The pitch from Ledbetter. And that's low. That's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Santiago with 1 out. And the AppleSox had their first base runner of the day.
Yeah, they'll take that there, and really good play discipline by Santiago. They're working good ABs. That's what you see. I mean, yesterday the same exact thing worked. Some counts there, got a walk. And then, of course, he had that 2-run shot later in that ball game. He's a guy who, of course, he's going to hit for power, but also he knows when he can just get a base runner on.
Brings up Jake Overstreet with a runner on and 1 out. Santiago at first after that walk just a few seconds ago. And Overstreet batting from the right side. Here's the pitch to him. And that drops over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Now Overstreet, 5'9". A lot of muscle on him, though. Very strong legs. He can hit for a lot of power. Batted .403 this past year with Weatherford as they pick off to first, and Santiago's back in easily.
Santiago got a really big lead there. He had a really big jump back. to stay safe.
And here's the 0-1. That's a curveball that is hit high and deep to left field, but twisting and holding up. And oh my goodness, the catch is made by Takahashi in left. Man, that ball looked like it was just going to carry foul, and the wind blew it back into play right to the leather of Takahashi for out number 2.
Well, that's just unlucky. I mean, the AppleSox had the wind going in their favor yesterday, and now right there, that's the downside to it. I mean, it caught it up midway when it was in the stratosphere, and it brings it back down and pushes it back into play for Takahashi to make a play on it.
Now it's Cooper Brass batting with 2 outs and a runner on. They pick off to check on Santiago again, and again he's in safely. Yeah, like you said, Santiago, real big lead there at first. He's got the sliding mitt on. Here's the first pitch to Brass. He chops this to the left side for Villalpando. He's got on the backhand. The throw to first. They got him by a half step, and that does it for the second inning. The AppleSox get no runs on no hits, no errors, and of course 1 man left on base. Still 1-0. Drifters on top. They're holding on to that 1-run lead. The question is, can they hold on to it? Well, we'll see here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM, KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
Dr. Scott Bibbins Family Dentistry. Friendly, professional staff where they take care of all of your dentistry needs. Fillings, cleanings, root canals, crowns and bridges, orthodontic appliance therapy, oral surgery, and dental implants. Complete dentistry for the whole family, where their experienced staff takes pride in offering comfortable care in a relaxed atmosphere and strive to exceed your expectations. Dr. Scott Bibbins Family Dentistry, now at their new home at 445 Mission Street, across from Banner Bank in Wenatchee. The convenient parking off Mission and 5th Street.
Since 1977, Hagelin's Trophies has provided North Central Washington with the best in awards. Capture those special memories with a trophy, plaque, or award from Hagelin's Trophies. They also engrave name badges, desk and wall signs, and can customize your badges, signs, and awards with your logo on their laser engraving system. If you need promotional items, they can help there too. Hagelin's Trophies, 123 North Chelan in Wenatchee, and at Hagelin'sTrophies.com.
Discover what premier senior living is all about at Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care in beautiful Wenatchee. Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care communities provide seniors with a stress-free style of living that enhances the mind, body, and spirit. There's always so much going on, from shopping trips to gardening to fitness activities. Plus, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that trained care staff are present 24/7. Schedule a private tour experience at Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek.
And Nicho Crowley dots up the first pitch at the top of the third. And on play-by-play for this inning, it'll be Jackson Dodd.
Thank you, Smith. Crowley gets his sign here from Overstreet Nods, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Taken just off the outer black, and the count will go 1-1. Mueller already 1 for 1 today with a hot shot single in the first. It's the second hit of this ball game as the Drifters have been pretty hot to start. 1-1 on the way. Swung on it, chopped over to second base. Torres gloves it, sidearm throw, got him for the first out. Typical slow roller right there. Torres does a great job of composure. Sometimes those easy plays will eat you up, especially with the lips we've seen here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. But it does a great job of working all the way through it, keeping his glove down, and finishing the play. So here's L.J. Lehue. First offering him on the way. That slider is way outside for ball 1.
And I hate to break it to Mariners fans, the Orioles just won 7-5, so the series is split 2-2. So the Mariners just couldn't quite take care of business in Baltimore.
Unfortunate there. Here comes the 1-0. Taken top of the zone, but it catches it, and the count will go 1-1.
I'm talking about other matchups. The Port Angeles lefties are currently beating the Kamloops Northpaws 7-0 in the bottom of the first inning.
Whew. 1-1 on the way. Taken in the dirt, ball 2. Again, Port Angeles is last in the league in North Division. For Kamloops, that's a little bit of an upset.
Just a little bit.
2-1 pitch from Crowley. Taken outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to count with nobody on. 1-0 Drifters here in the top of the third inning. AppleSox bats today only have not picked up at all a hit today. So that next pitch is upstairs, ball 4 and a runner on with 1 out.
And that's the first walk today from Crowley. He's given up 6 hits. Now his first walk. That's also his first walk of the season. He was walkless in Bellingham, and now his first free pass given up.
It's crazy to think of that, and that's what we were saying. It's just his 2 starts have been night and day. He's got all those hits today, a walk today, his first run given up of the season. And in Bellingham, he had 5 innings of work. We didn't see any of that. Here's Peyton Tyner. First pitch to him is grounded over to second base, sliding and gloving his Torres. The throw to first got him. The runner advances, though, but now 2 outs with a man on second, and what a sliding play by Matt Torres.
Holy cow, he's looking like Cole Young out there. That's something you'd see from the Mariners' young second baseman, diving, sliding to get it on the forehand, basically, pop back up and make it just nice, easy throw to first, in time, get the out, 2-away. But runner on second now. That's Miller at second base, and he could possibly come around to score here.
Here's last night's starter, Aiden Gebhard. He's 0 for 1 today. Crowley takes a look at second and fires towards the plate. The pitch, slider in the dirt for ball 1. Want to know the count here. Tyner from Lane Community College batted .303 this season. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, a chopped weekly foul, and the count goes to 1-1. Last year he was with the Marion Berries, where he hit .258, picked up 3 RBIs. He had only 8 hits that year and no extra base hits to account for that. So, a little bit of a mediocre season there. Nothing too flashy. 1-1 the count, runner on second base. Here comes the pitch from Nicho Crowley. Way outside, ball 2. And the count will be 2-1 now on Aiden Gebhard. Tyner, familiar with the Pacific Northwest from Eugene, Oregon. And now playing down in Springfield. Here comes the 2-1. Got it. Outer third, and the count's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second base, 2's all across the board. As the infield pushed all the way back. The AppleSox look to finish this inning here. Deep breath. The kick and the pitch. Swung on and slapped the other way. Foul. And the count will stay at 2-2. Nice sliding play out there by the kid on the burn. On that foul ball, it drifted all the way out to where the burn where the fan said he slid all the way down the hill and gloved it. Could be a future AppleSox right there.
It's a real open ballpark here, Paul Thomas. Fans can't get really involved in the plays.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Crowley outside. And the count is filled up. And speaking of fans, really good turnout last night. 1,068 people. I think that might be most of the season, as tonight is now Hispanic Heritage Night. Great turnout here on the Thursday night. Payoff pitch from Crowley. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And Crowley will tire the side as the Drifters leave 1 man on. No hits, no errors, and no runs. It's still 1-0 as we head into the bottom of the third here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Come celebrate Independence Day at the 12 Tribes Colville Casinos with our Independence Day hot seats. From noon to 4 p.m. July 4th, every hot seat player will have a chance to win up to $1,000. Play your favorite game for your chance to hear your name called for a hot seat and be one of 15 guaranteed winners walking away with $1,000. Don't miss the Independence Day hot seats July 4th at all 12 Tribes Colville Casino locations. Cooley Dam, Lakes Line, and Almac. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos. Far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. Gambling problem? Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700.
I have come to the conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, that 2 are called a law firm, and that 3 or more become a Congress. And by God, I have had this Congress.
250 years ago, the spark was lit, and a new America was forged in the flames. From the Numerica Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, Hot August Nights features Tony Award-winning musical 1776. July 31st through August 15th at the Numerica Pack. Tickets for 1776 now on sale at numericapack.org.
Mission Ridge, proud sponsor of AppleSox Baseball, says, "Let's go, Sox." Hope you're enjoying the game. Head up to the Chair 5 Pub. Pub at Mission Ridge. Open Fridays through Sundays all summer long. It's your spot for great food, local drinks, and unbeatable mountain views high above the valley. Whether you're wrapping up a day on the trails, looking to cool off from the summer heat, or just want a relaxed place to hang out with friends and family, the Chair 5 Pub delivers. Keep the good times rolling after the final inning. Visit missionridge.com to learn more.
Alika Ahu leads off the bottom of the third inning here. He bats 158 on the season so far. As the first pitch to him from the righty Ledbetter is swung on and fouled away. And it's time to look at the WCL scoreboard report presented by Exalt Wellness. Visit exaltwellness.com today and discover holistic, non-invasive care tailored just for you. So the count's 0-1 here on Ahu. Here comes the pitch from Ledbetter. Taken just off the plate for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Smith, what do we got here?
Yeah, looking around the league, you got to look at Victoria taking on Edmonton, tied 1-1 on top of the fourth. Then Marionberries and Corvallis, they're in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Corvallis leads.
The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up, foul, drifting out of play, and the count is now 1-2.
Then you got Walla Walla and Kelowna, and they're in the bottom of the third. 2-0 Sweets on top. And then Port Angeles and Kamloops, 7-0 Port Angeles, just in the top of the second inning, so a blowout there.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. Great take by Ahu.
And you got Yakima Valley and Ridgefield playing each other. It's 4-1 Yakima Valley in the bottom of the second. And then Nanaimo and Bellingham playing, still scoreless, bottom of the second inning there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on. 1-0 Drifters. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and chopped up the middle. That's off the leg of Ledbetter. Gloving it is Villalpado. The throw offline, and Ahu will reach first base here off the error with a shortstop, Villalpando.
And just rounding out the scoreboard report, we got 2 non-league games going on. The Portland Gherkins and Benz, they're in the bottom of the second, still scoreless there. And the Gresham Grey Wolves and the Portland Pickles playing in Portland, top of the first, scoreless there. And that's the first, the second base runner to reach base for the AppleSox today. And they need some traffic if they want to win this game.
Still no hits, however, for the AppleSox. Searching for that here as Matt Therese digs in. First pitch to him is swung on, slapped the other way. Shallow right field, moving in is Tyner. He'll make the grab. Fakes the throw back as Ahu will settle back into first base. Now 1 out here. Bringing up top of the order, it's Jonas Shields.
Yeah, Tyner was really thinking about throwing it first there. You saw him make the catch, and Ahu was well off the bag.
Yes.
He was doing a good job getting about halfway and seeing if the ball was going to drop, and then, gets back into first. And Tyner really gave a good thought to, hey, maybe I double him up here, but doesn't just, accidentally airmail a ball over.
No, yeah.
Over at first.
No need to force it here.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Shields, slider taken outside for ball 1. And, back to Ahu, yesterday he had a really good day. I mean, he was hitless, yes.
Yeah.
But he picked up 3 RBIs, an RBI groundout, and then 2 sac flies in that ball game. He's the textbook example of situational hitting. The 1 out to Shields is upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, situational hitting and selfless hitting, really. You're sacrificing a hit or a double or what have you, the flashy plays for team at bats. You score runs, you move guys across. That's exactly what you want to do, and that's how you kind of impress, head coach Darlington and any coaches watching here in the ballpark.
The 2-0. Swung on, popped up, foul, drifting out of play, but there could be a play on it here as the right fielder Tyner will move in on it, but it'll drop 2 steps in front of him, and the count will go to 2-1. And, speaking of scouts today, we had the head coach of Gonzaga here earlier watching BP, as well as the assistant coaches as well. And the WSL will draw that last year. I know we had some UW scouts pull up, as well as some Oregon scouts, as some players here are moving away from their JUCO colleges and are looking for a 4-year home. 2-1 the count here on Jonas Shields. 1 out, man on first base, and Ahu. He'll check back. Throw is not in time. No tag applied. Again, Ahu, not the biggest lead over there at first.
Conservative to say the least.
Yes. Without a stolen bag this year. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive left field, and that'll be caught moving in with 2 steps as Takahashi. And 2 outs now, bringing up Kaimagari.
The
right fielder.
Yeah, you know, everyone in here in the ballpark was really hoping that was going to skip into the outfield grass because Jonas Shields, your beer batter of the game. And, you know, if that touches in, that's $1 off your Kona Big Waves. So.
Yeah, and he got a really good barrel there, but of course, that's just baseball. Sometimes you hit it right at the guy, and that's exactly what happened there. Again, McGarry 0 for 1 today. Ledbetter, first offering to him. Outside, fastball spiked in the dirt, and the count's 1-0. McGarry batting .353 so far as an AppleSox, with 3 RBIs and 6 hits. Ledbetter, the kick in the fire. Swing and a shallow pop-up. First base side, Miller moving back, calling it. He makes the catch, falling back, tumbles over, and that'll be the side of the AppleSox. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. It's still 1-0 Drifters as we head into the top of the 4th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves your car with a rock chip or broken windshield, take it to Discount Auto Glass. Locally owned, Discount Auto Glass specializes in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072 and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Hey, it's Stacy with the Floor Factory is Flooring America. Whether you're looking for a small project or a large one, from special order options to our large selection of in stock, we can help you. From the latest color and style trends or to more of a classic style, we can help you. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, laminate, and even sheet vinyl. Come check out our newly updated showroom and our last chance bargain basement. They're great for do-it-yourself, or we have professional installation available too at 13 South Wenatchee Avenue. It's where friends send friends to the Floor Factory.
Need to rent a car? Remember Wenatchee Rental Cars. Locally owned and located near the airport, they offer after-hours pickup and returns are available. They rent European cars, SUVs, and 7-passenger vehicles, all equipped with all-wheel drive for safe driving. Book by calling 509-888-2397 or send a rental request at WenatcheeRentalCars.com. All vehicles are clean, dependable, and maintained by Eric's European and Asian Auto Repair.
Well, it's still 1-0 Drifters here in the top of the 4th inning. Jackson Dodd Smith Sly, happy to have you on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. It's the perfect day for baseball.
Gorgeous out.
Nicho Crowley still on the mound. First offering here. Damana Hefferman is fouled back for strike 1. Hefferman, he's 1 for 1 today with a single in the second. Started off that inning there. However, they left the bases stranded there in that inning as well, as Crowley's finally started to find somewhat of a groove here. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Ooh! Right into the inner thigh of Overstreet. And the count will be 0-2.
And the home plate umpire, Kyle Sisk, is going to make the walk out to Crowley to hand him the baseball and give Overstreet a little bit of time to catch his breath and, you know, take a walk around a little bit, because that's just courtesy. You'll see that all the time.
Yes.
Whether it's the umpire getting hit or the catcher getting hit, the other one will basically take the time, walk the ball out, go talk to the pitcher, do something like that, and give the other a little bit of time to shake it off.
Because you got to imagine that pitch is coming in. You know, it varies from around 80 to 90 around there.
Yep.
And then off the bat, it's just, there's no drag at all. First 0-2 pitch taken in the dirt for ball 1. There's no drag, so it's just initially off the bat, so it's going to be the fastest it'll ever be, and especially right in the catcher around the inner thigh area where there's no padding.
Yeah.
That just don't feel good.
No.
1-2, nobody on here. No outs. Here's the pitch from Crowley. Swung on and popped up, foul out of play. The count will stay at 1-2. Infield playing far back with a slight shift in the outfield. Center fielder Jonas Shields taking just a couple steps to his left. You'll see that, of course, as the wind is just barely blowing out to right field now. 1-2 pitch from Crowley. Swung on grounder up the middle, off the mound. Backhanded though by Torres. He'll fall. The throw in not in time, but a great job to keep the ball in play and in the infield.
I love the effort there from Matt Torres. I mean, just moving way over to his right. That ball is basically almost directly up the middle. He gets to it, and then clearly, a little slick out there right up the middle in the outfield grass. The grass right behind second base, basically. And they had the sprinklers on earlier today to keep the, the field watered, maintain it, and it must have just probably accumulated a little bit of moisture there, and he just slips and falls right down.
Jacob Villalpando, runner goes, the pitch slapped away foul, and Heffernan will have to trot back to first base.
And they kind of bled their cards early there. I mean, he might have been a hit-and-run situation, but now he's probably taking off. So the question is Crowley going to pick off?
See here, Crowley only picked off once today, I believe. Needs to mix up his looks. And he does that right there. Throw down to first, sliding in safely is Heffernan. Ahu playing equal distance at the bag, middle infield back. The 0-1 pitch from Crowley here. Excuse me, he'll check back again. Oh, nearly got him. Great tag applied by Landon White. Got him right on the head. But they'll say his hand reached just in time on the bag.
Yeah, Crowley picked off 2 men in Bellingham in that first start of the year, so his pickoff move is really deceptive.
He takes a look at first and fires towards the plate. The pitch upstairs for ball 1. One ball, one strike the count. No outs here. Wind picking up here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Shadows being cast across the mound. And the 1-1 from Crowley. Check swing. They say he did go on the slider. And the count moves to 1-2 as Crowley searches for a second strikeout today. He finished off the third inning striking out Aiden Gebhardt, which is his first of the ball game. Heffernan takes his steps at first base. Crowley collects himself. Looks in for the sign from Street. And the 1-2. Just outside. And the count's at 2s now.
Yeah, Crowley struck out 6 batters in Bellingham that first start. Now into the top of the 4th inning, he only has 1 that he got last frame. Looking for strikeout number 2 here. And, he just not the same start that he had in Bellingham.
No. 7 hits as well today already. The pause and the pitch. Runner goes. Excuse me, he dekes it. And another foul ball. And the count will stay at 2-2.
One of my favorite things in baseball is the fake steal. You saw it right there. Heffernan at first. You have to sell it. You got to be a bit of an actor. And you got to really get the, when you're taking off for second base.
I mean, he fooled me there. Exactly, I thought he was going.
Yeah. If you fooled the broadcasters, you're doing something right.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Villalpando. Runner does go this time and it hits him square in the back. He hung that slider there, and it'll be the same result with the stolen base, except there's no one recorded to him.
Yeah, that one just hit right between the shoulder blades. It kind of looked like right on the number 9 on the back of Villalpando's jersey. Well, now it's Takahashi. You got 2 runners on. Heffernan at second, Villalpando at first. Heffernan reached via that single, and then Villalpando just gets hit by a pitch there. So 2 runners on, no outs here in the 4th. And it's still a 1-0 ball game. Even though there's been a lot of traffic, Crowley's been able to work himself out of some jams.
5 runners left on base today for the Drifters. Runners at first and second base, corners in. Here's the pitch. Bunt. Put up, but it will foul. Tipped off it, and the count will be 0-1. And, Takahashi was a guy who pitched yesterday. He was the closing pitcher for the Drifters. He tossed 1 inning in the 9th with 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So, not the most impressive outing, but again, another example of a guy who's going to go both ways. No balls, 1 strike to count. Runners first and second base, no outs. Bunt shown, put down right in front of the mound. Gloving at Crowley. He'll take the throw to first. Applying the tag, but also getting it out is White. There, he'll have to spin around to try and avoid Takahashi, but the runners move up 90 feet, both in scoring position now for the top of the order, and Cooper Mullins.
And Crowley made that play barehanded. Used the bare hand, the right hand, to grab it as it was rolling right to him, throw to first, and the throw kind of drew Landon White into the baseline. So he makes the catch. He kept his foot on the bag, and then was kind of forced to run into Takahashi a little bit, even with the safety bag. So at the college level, you have 2 first bases, basically. You have the white first base, which is where the fielder plants his foot and makes all the plays from, and then the safety bag, which is orange, directly off the side of it. They're adjacent to each other. And that safety bag is for runners to run through. So you run through that bag instead of the white one, so that you don't necessarily have that happen. And the only time that really happens with balls like that are really far inside, and the umpires come together to talk to make sure that Landon White did actually complete that play. They agree that he did, so that is out number 1. But 2 runners in scoring position still. Heffernan at third, Villalpando at second, and you got Cooper Mullins up to bat, 1 for 2 so far today with a single.
This spells some danger here for the Sox. Crowley needs to shut him down here. Much needed strikeout. Crowley looks in for the sign from Overstreet. Collects the breath of the fire. Ooh, bit of a sword there as that pitch skips into the glove of Overstreet. Doesn't even cross the plate.
That is the definition of a sword. Seeing that literally just popped into my head the scene from Benchwarmers. It's not a sword, don't chop at it. You're not a sword. Literally that.
Oh, man, and everybody knew it too. Even the crowd was a resounding ooh. 0-1 pitch here from Crowley. Slider swung on weakly, chopped but a roll foul, and the count's 0-2.
Now, way to get ahead on Mullins, too. Crowley, he's a guy who, when he's faced with some trials and tribulations, he doesn't shy away. Mm-hmm. He really kind of rises to the occasion. So, yeah, he's given up 7 hits, right, and 1 run. But he's been in some really tough spots, and he's found ways to just kind of get out of it. And that's just the kind of pitcher and the kind of person that he is.
Middle infield back, corners in here, 0-2. Runners second and third here with 1 out. The pitch from Crowley. Slapped straight back foul, and the count will stay again at 0-2.
Way to battle there for Mullins. I mean, just trying to stay alive, 0-2. Anything close, you got to foul off. Good fastball there. Kind of a bit, Crowley trying to paint down the outside edge, and Mullins is able to spoil it off the end of the bat.
That slider, though, has been the most successful pitch today. If he goes there here, I would not be surprised. No balls, 2 strikes. Deep breath and fires. Got him there on the off speed. Second strikeout today for Crowley, and that'll bring up Tristan Jennings.
Now you called it, Jackson. Go the off speed, slow him down. It's been really good for him with the 0-2 count. He's probably going to be swinging at something. Get him while he's swinging.
Jennings now 0 for 2 today, reached on a fielder's choice in the first, and then was involved in a double play in the second. It was a line out to Crowley, who then doubled off with a throw to first base. Quite a play. Here comes the first offering. Just below the knees for ball 1. And yeah, 7 total hits today here for the Drifters with 1 error. Of course, they lead 1-0 here in the top of the 4th. The righty fires towards the plate. The pitch swung on, fouled into his back there, and the count will be 1-1.
And 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, still 1-0, Drifters on top. Again, this is another example with Crowley getting that strikeout there. He is doing really good at, yes, you got yourself into some trouble in the first. You gave up that first run of the ball game. But how do you respond?
Exactly.
How do you get back into it? And he has done a really great job of just staying in it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Way inside. Backing off is Jennings. The count's 2-1. And the AppleSox do have some movement out in their bullpen. Unable to make out exactly who it is now.
Yeah, but 63 pitches thus far for Nico. So he has been kind of, we're in the 4th inning, so not terrible efficiency, but just getting, pushed up the pitch count a little bit.
2-1 pitch from Crowley. Swing and a miss off speed again. The count's 2-2. Being informed, the person out in the AppleSox bullpen is returning AppleSox, Dylan Schlenger. Schlenger started off as a relief guy last year, but when some pitchers started to leave in that second half of the season, he became a very, very reliable starter for the AppleSox. So 2s across the board. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Taken just below the knees. Great take and an even better block by Overstreet, and the count's filled up.
Yeah, you really saw Jennings from the right side there twitch his hands. He really thought about it, but good discipline there to fill up the count. Now 3-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on.
Searching for his 3rd strikeout today. Deep breath here from Crowley, and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, fastball, chased him upstairs. And Crowley's fired up as well as the fans. 1 hit, 2 men left on base, no errors, and no runs, still 1-0. Drifters up ahead into the bottom of the 4th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Wenatchee businesses, step up to the plate. Firefly is your hometown MVP for managed IT and cybersecurity, protecting your time and tech since 1992. For a limited time, Firefly is offering a free vulnerability scan to help pinpoint the gaps in your security and bring clarity to your risks before they turn into errors on your scoreboard. Call 509-663-TECH today to secure your scan and stop the bad guys from stealing home.
Hey, get the goat off the AC vent. This time of year, we are right there with the goat, hanging out and trying to stay cool.
Folks can start quotes on our website, WenatcheeInsurance.com.
And you can schedule an in-person video or phone appointment. No one should have to sweat about insurance.
We are a locally owned independent agency, so we can walk people through a variety of options.
Make sure you're covered, maybe even save some money. So give us a call or text today, 509-295-9055.
And then get back to the AC with the goat.
At Banner Bank, cheering on the AppleSox is just one more way they show their appreciation for the Wenatchee Valley. When it comes to your finances, it's all about how they can help you move forward with truly personal service, smart financial solutions, and being the local expert by your side when it matters most. In fact, Banner Bank has been named one of the 100 best banks in America by Forbes for 10 straight years and one of Newsweek's best regional banks again this year. Stop by your local Wenatchee branch or visit bannerbank.com. Banner Bank member FDIC.
Nikko Paoletto, the power threat, will lead off here for the AppleSox in the bottom of the fourth. Ledbetter, the kick and the fire from him. First pitch is a slider upstairs for ball one. And so me and Smith are talking about it off air, but 3 out of 4 times Crowley's been on the mound for the AppleSox this game, as the 1-0 is flied out to center field, moving back Gebhardt, backpedaling to the wall. He'll make the grab just 3 steps before it. And Paoletto is retired, but a great fly out by him there, showcasing his power. Anyways, Crowley had, in 4 of his innings of work, 3 of those times there's been a runner in scoring position, and he's left them stranded and only let 1 run across the board.
As 6 runners have been in scoring position for the Drifters so far this today, and all 6 of them have been stranded. But minus that 1 that did score.
Landon White now first offering to him is grounded over the shortstop. High hop there. Neil Pando will throw to first. The throw is a bit high, but he will glove it. And there's 2 outs now.
And just in total, they've stranded 7 runners. So a lot of them have been in scoring position. He's stranded 7 so far today. And we were talking about it in that half inning there, but it's all about how you respond. It's all about how you just kind of bear down, and how do you respond to getting punched in the mouth. And Crowley has just really just got himself back into the fight.
Kainoa Santiago, who's the AppleSox first base runner today. The first pitch to him is way outside for ball 1. He walked in the second, and he's 1 out of the AppleSox 2 base runners. The only other one was Alika Ahu, who reached on an error last inning. The 1-0. Swing and a fly ball deep right field. Just like that, Tyner watches it go. Kainoa Santiago with a solo shot. Just like that, we're tied up here. 1 apiece. His second home run in a row and second home run in the series.
Man, this kid loves Wenatchee. The short portion right, the wind blowing out as he jumps into the celebration there in the dugout. I mean, he is going to do some great things here, and you're already seeing it, the potential. A left-handed batter who has the ability to just torch baseballs and hit them high in the air. I mean, 98 off the barrel with 381 feet being the total distance. That is insane. He hit that a country mile.
First pitch to Jake Overstreet's outside for ball 1. And man, off the bat, you knew it.
Yeah.
It was one of those home runs where he just got absolutely all of it. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded here. The pitch from Ledbetter upstairs for ball 2.
And that's just like almost a mirror image of what he did last night. Like exact same, looks like almost the exact same pitch, exact same height, and exact same place over those same banners out there in right field. And again, Tyner looking up. He's got his neck's got to keep getting sore from training it up to look.
The 2-0 to Overstreet. Swinging a hard ground ball through the 6 hole. That'll be a base hit. Back-to-back knocks here for the AppleSox, and their bats have finally found some life.
Yeah. To quote Led Zeppelin, when the levee breaks, you got no place to stay, and the levee might be breaking here in the 4th inning.
Cooper Brass, now the AppleSox leader in average, batting .444, will come to the plate, the Arizona native. He grounded out in the second, but look to see some big things from here. Ledbetter, the kick in the fire, way outside, bouncing into the glove of Lehue, and he's clearly showing some signs of distress now. Confidence, he's starting to lose some of it. 1-0 the count. Runner on first base, 2 outs here. 2-1 AppleSox. The pitch swung on and flied weakly out to center field. Gebhard working back and to his left. He'll make the grab. But man, the AppleSox put 2 runs on the board after a home run by Kainoa Santiago. Makes this a 1-1 ball game as we head into the top of the 5th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Foster parents provide the safety, love, and nurturing every child deserves. Many kids are just looking for someone to talk to have fun with, to share their life with. Interested in being a foster parent? Call K Connections at 888-2006. That's 888-2006. K Connections, enhancing the lives of those they serve at 2121 North Wenatchee Avenue.
The Loop Trail Cafe wish the AppleSox the best of success this season. Locally owned, the Loop Trail Cafe has a great menu for breakfast and lunch. Start your morning off with the local famous zombie or breakfast burrito and a cup of coffee or tea. During the hot summer, you'll find ice cream cones. Get a scoop on the Loop. The Loop Trail Cafe, across from the splash pad in the Riverfront Center building at 1 5th Street, Suite 160 in Wenatchee.
Slide into summer fun at Slidewaters Lake Chelan, your one-stop vacation paradise with 11 fun-filled water slides. Cruise down the downhill racer, bolt down their tube classic Thunder Rapids with just you on your tube or a party up to 4. Plunge down the completely enclosed Purple Haze or float down the lazy river. Slidewaters Lake Chelan for all the fun adventures. Go to slidewaters.com.
Well, it's 1 apiece here in the top of the 5th here as that last inning highlighted by a solo shot by Kainoa Santiago. Back-to-back days with a home run and now a new face on the mound for the AppleSox. Smith, who's on there?
Well, we got Dylan Schlenger coming in relief of Nicho Crowley. He's a right-hander, 6'2", 185 pounds, out of Woodway, Washington. Currently at Eastern Illinois University. He played the last 2 years at Columbia Basin. That's actually, those are his only numbers. You know, he didn't play at all Eastern Illinois. So you look at that last year at Columbia Basin, 15 appearances, 13 starts, mainly a starter, 84 2/3 innings pitched. He had a 59-25 strikeout to walk ratio and a returner to Wenatchee this year. Last summer in the Valley, he had 5 games played, 5 appearances basically, and 4 starts with 14 innings pitched and 14 hits. As leading things off for the Drifters, it will be Nolan Miller, left-handed bat, starting first baseman today. And Schlenger comes set and delivers, and this is a chopper down the first base line and just foul. He'll trickle all the way to the Drifters bullpen. And Nicho Crowley, his day done. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and only 1 run. How impressive is that? And we mentioned it before. Every single inning, he stranded at least a runner. Stranded 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. His next pitch is slapped foul right onto the roof of the concession stand, and oh wow, actually almost hit someone who was buying a hot dog. And it'll kind of pinball around here, and some young AppleSox fans are going to pick that up for a souvenir.
Yeah, it's good to see him just bouncing back and making do with what he was dealt. I mean, of course, that was a little bit of a rough start, but he found a way to make do with all the guys on base.
0-2 pitch to Miller, inside, strike 3, delayed strike call from Kyle Sisk, but man, Schlenger starts out his outing with a strikeout. And now it's L.J. Lehue, switch hitter, so he's batting from the left side.
L.J. Lehue.
Lehue's got the catching today. He's a freshman out of Houston, Texas, long way from home. Here's the first pitch to Lehue. That's a fastball outside for ball 1.
Yeah, 4 total strikeouts for the AppleSox today. And Schlenger, what a way to start it.
1-0 count. Here's the pitch to Lehue. And he'll foul this off high, and that will just sail enough into the parking lot. And Lehue 1 for 1 so far today. RBI single in the first, drew a walk in the third, got stranded at second. He is one of the 6 runners that Crowley has stranded in scoring position in his outing. Again, he finishes with 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And 2 of those strikeouts coming in the last 2 batters that he faced. As LeHue goes chasing at this ball for a strike. Good changeup that just dropped off the table, and LeHue just dived after it.
Schlenger, one of the numerous returners the AppleSox have brought that back this year, and it's great to see him showing his familiarity on the mound.
1-2 pitch. Outside, just can't paint the edge, and that's going to even it up 2-2. And we're tied up here 1-1, top half of the 5th inning. Kainoa Santiago deadlocked this game with that 381-foot bomb to right field. His second in as many days. So 2-2 is served up, a soft line drive to Paoletto and left. He just trips over and makes the catch, and that's now 2 away here in the 5th.
And for context, me and Smith keep on saying that was a moonshot. Right field is 325.
Yeah.
And hit that 381. I mean, that's around 60 feet.
Cleared it.
Clearing that fence. Impressive.
Man, that's just nuts. I mean, just destroyed that ball. Now it's Peyton Tyner. 2 outs, nobody on. One of the worst at-bats in baseball. Here's the pitch, and that's low and outside. And I say it's one of the worst at-bats in baseball because you never want to be the last out of the inning. So when you're the guy batting with 2 outs, nobody on, you're just like, man, just really don't want to be the last out here. He will line this to Torres at second, dives, and can't make the play. It gets past him into the outfield, and that's a 2-out single for Tyner.
Really good contact there, and again, we've said it all game today, is Springfield just not hitting the ball crazy hard or crazy far, but they're finding gaps like that. They're just doing line drives over the shortstop or second baseman, or 2 hoppers through the middle. It's working really well for them today, and that's how they've gotten to the spot where they are right now.
Here comes a man who's very familiar with the Drifters, Aiden Gebhard. He's into his 3rd summer of work with Springfield, and the first pitch to him is a off-speed 78 miles an hour dotted on the inside corner for a strike. Yeah, last season with Springfield, just played in 5 games, 20 at-bats total, but he ended that summer batting .400, 2 RBIs, 8 hits, as Schlenger is going to pick off to first, and Tyner's back in standing.
Yeah, I wonder if Gebhard either arrived early or arrived late, or maybe just didn't see a lot of playing time just in general last year.
Here's the pitch to Gebhard, and it gets past Overstreet, kicks through his legs. He picks it up and will throw to second, but Tyner's in there. The throw gets into center field, and now Tyner trying to get to 3. Jonas Shields' throw to the bag is not nearly in time, and in the blink of an eye, Tyner is now 90 feet away.
And Overstreet there, I don't think he needs to throw that ball down to second. Tyner was far enough down, about 3/4 of the way. Of course, he packed some heat and throwing it down there, but just with distance and how far that throw actually is, he really had no chance.
And you got a quick 2 outs. You let Tyner get on with a single, and now he's on third base, so the go-ahead run for the Drifter is just 90 feet away. As Gebhard slaps this foul, count's going to stay put. So 2 strikes on Gebhard. Starting center fielder today. He was the pitcher last night, the starting lefty. Now finds himself at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Oh, yeah. Froze him. Strike 3. Schlenger dots it up right where he wants it, and that's the 2nd strikeout of his outing, the 5th of the night. So now AppleSox fans are going to get some free socks. Hey, before we send it away, the AppleSox did their ketchup and mustard race. They ran from foul pole to foul pole, and that was before the 5th inning. And so we'll be back on for the next half inning. We'll tell you who won that race. So lock in your guess now. Was it ketchup or was it mustard? We'll find out after this break here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Ford is now batting for America. Now they're the official automotive partner for Major League, Minor League, and Little League Baseball. On Saturday, June 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Pat Armstrong Ford invites you to a fun meet and greet with the Wenatchee AppleSox. While you mingle with the players and team, Melt Company Gourmet Grilled Cheeses will satisfy your hungries with their cheesy menu of sandwiches and more. See you Saturday, June 20th, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. at Pat Armstrong Ford in East Wenatchee. NCW.news is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.news provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lake Chelan Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.news and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit NCW.news for local news you can trust.
Let's give a big hand to a proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies. Celebrating 25 years of serving our valley, Salcedo does it all, from top-tier HVAC and electrical expertise to major local development. Today, they're proving their philanthropic heart by supporting over 70 local organizations across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties, including our very own Wenatchee AppleSox. Locally grown and deeply committed, Salcedo continues to invest in everything that makes our valley home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Well, Schlenger got Gebhard looking to end the top half of the fifth inning and strand a runner on third. Now it's Ahu laying things off for the AppleSox. He fouled back the first pitch, and here's the 0-1 from Ledbetter, and this is grounded hard up the middle, and that is a very loud single for Ahu. He sent it right back to where it came from.
And again, signs of distress for Ledbetter. And just like that, there's movement in the Springfield bullpen with number 55, Andrew Miller, out of George Fox.
That's a right-hander. So, Ledbetter, a right-hander on the mound. He's coming off a WCL Pitcher of the Week performance. And now they're going to have another right-hander potentially coming in for him here in a little bit. You know, Ledbetter into his fifth inning of work. And he's going to have a leadoff base runner here. And the first pitch to Matt Therese. He squares the bunt, pops it up right to the third baseman. Heffernan dives and makes the catch. No, it popped out of his glove. No, they said it was on the transition, so Therese is out. Okay, I had to make sure the call there. The home plate umpire was rushing in to confirm that was on the transition. So Heffernan just like Superman dived to make that catch in foul ground.
Yep.
It looked like it popped out, but it was on the transition, so one away here in the fifth.
Yeah, he's about standing up was when that finally dropped out. He had enough time there, a couple of seconds, to where you could reasonably tell that was an out.
And that's the beer batter now for the AppleSox, Jonas Shields, leadoff man. He's 0 for 2 so far today. The first pitch to him. And just misses under the strike zone for a ball.
And Matt didn't see much action yesterday. He was hit 4 different times all in a row after an early strikeout in the second inning.
I had a bullseye on his back, apparently. As Ahu's dancing around at first, and they're going to get him in a pickle here. They pick off. Throw down to second. They're going to try and cut him down. The throw back to the first baseman, Miller. And he jukes him out, lays down the tag, and he is out.
Man, he just caught him sleeping there, but an even better move by Ledbetter as they caught Ahu while he was taking another step towards second base.
Yep.
And then, of course, it's just momentum. You're going one way, you got to try and get back the other way, and at that point, you just got to dig for second base in an unfortunate situation there for Ahu.
Yeah, he was trying to get the timing right and seeing if he could catch Ledbetter sleeping, but Ledbetter actually flips the script on him and catches him sleeping, picks him off. So now the base is wiped clear. 2 outs and an 0-1 count to Shields. 1-0 count, I should say, as this is sent high and shallow to center field. Gebhard coming in, ranging way over, and reaches up to make the catch to retire the side. So the AppleSox get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Still deadlocked here 1-1 after 5. We're into the 6th inning here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Getting bored with the white walls in your house? Let Exterior Solutions and Alexandria Moldings brighten up your interior. Available in various sizes, Alexandria Moldings lends to great project ideas. Use them to build up beautiful moldings, design wall and ceiling panels, and practical shelves. They can also revive your staircases to their natural shine. Exterior Solutions can help you find just what you need. Alexandria Moldings at Exterior Solutions, 151st Street Southeast in East Wenatchee.
Jeff is back from the Country Inn Family Restaurant. You have prime rib on Friday and Saturday.
Always Friday and Saturday. He's tired of barbecuing. Come on out and let me do the cooking. We got slow roasted prime rib served up Friday and Saturday night. I start serving it around around 3:30, 4 o'clock until we run out.
And remember, if you're hungry like me early in the morning, guess who's open up for breakfast 7 days a week?
Down here at the Country Inn.
Off Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, the Country Inn family restaurant. How long have you been in business?
Going on over 40 years, since 1975.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, you take care.
When saying goodbye feels overwhelming, Brookside Funeral Home is by your side. The Moeller family and our staff, now serving the Wenatchee Valley with the same award-winning compassion and dedication we have shared for years as an independent, locally owned funeral home. Brookside Funeral Home, helping you honor life and celebrate memories. Brookside Funeral Home, here for you when it matters most. Learn more at brooksidefuneral.com.
People's Bank is a full-service bank.
Contact Lipke Insurance for your home, auto, life, health, business, and farm insurance. Here before you need us, peace of mind delivered. Online at lipke.com. Well, it's Heffernan leading off for the Drifters. After him, Villalpando, and then Takahashi. Those are your three guaranteed Drifters here in the sixth. And the first pitch to Heffernan is just painted on the inside edge for strike one.
Heffernan's had quite a day, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, but left stranded in scoring position every single time today.
Yeah, both at third base. So he's just been on the doorstep and just unable to knock. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's a slider that misses right on the outside white line for ball one to even it up. Yeah, Heffernan out of Hawaii. And if you look at his bio picture for Bushnell University, he's holding a ukulele. And here's the 1-1 pitch from Schlenger, set from the belts, and it's a slider that he gets him to cut and miss on. Wow, great pitch from Schlenger and really fooled him.
Another guy who could play the ukulele is Kainoa Santiago. You got to talk to him about that. I follow him on Instagram, and he's posted some stories of him actually singing and playing the ukulele at the same exact time. It's really cool.
Is he really good? Is it? Is he music
yeah, I mean, I'm not musically inclined, but it looks really, really good to me.
1-2 count on Heffernan. The pitch. Got him swinging. It kicks away from Overstreet, but he gets the tag down right on the hip of Heffernan, who was trying to book it for first. And it's a strikeout to lead off the sixth inning. Yeah, I used to play the ukulele back in the day, and you know, the thought process being that it's just a bite-sized guitar, and thus would be easier to play, and that is just not the case. Ukulele is its own kind of beast. It's Villalpando now batting for the Drifters. 1 out, nobody on. The first pitch to him. Oh, and it got him again. Villalpando must have a bullseye on his back. It was Torres last night, and apparently now it's Villalpando, his second hit by pitch tonight. And again, it hits him right on the number 9 on his back.
I think I've seen the most hit by pitches just in these 2 games combined that I've seen in a long time.
Man, so Villalpando goes the hard way to first. And he's on base with 1 out here in the top half of the sixth. It's 1-1, still tied here. Kainoa Santiago was able to get the lone run on the board for the AppleSox with that 381-foot bomb to right field. And Takahashi's first offering is low for a ball. And man, we mentioned it's 325 to right field. You hit that ball 381 feet. I mean, you could have hit that to probably, right center field, and that clears the wall. Like, just that had enough legs on it to really just climb out of the ballpark. And here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's slapped foul on a line off the roof of the concession stand, and that will possibly take out a windshield in the parking lot.
Yeah, and deepest part of the field is, honestly, it's not even straightaway center field. It's a little bit left of center field, and that's at 408.
And the American flag out there blowing kind of firmly. Not firmly. It's starting to pick up a little bit towards right field. Schlenger picks off the first, and Villalpando's back in easily. So again, yeah, the wind tends to help out here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It just kind of blows those balls out. But, I mean, Santiago's didn't need any assistance. Was easily on the ballpark. As Villalpando's dancing around at first, the 1-1 pitch just floats onto the inner edge, and that's strike 2.
Schlingers came onto the mound today with a mission. Of course, Drifters got ahead early here, but he's trying to make sure they don't add any more runs onto that.
Villalpando, a good lead. 1-2 count on Takahashi. They pick off to first. Landon White slaps down the tag, but Villalpando able to sneak the hand in. So 1-2 the count, 1 out, 1 runner on here in the top half of the sixth inning. It's still 1-1 the score. Schlenger's pitch. Runner dekes, and Takahashi will just chop this foul through his legs to keep the count at 1-2. And the AppleSox, 6 strikeouts so far. 3 from Crowley, 3 from Schlenger. They've already hit their 5 strikeout quota to get free socks to everyone here in the ballpark. Well, not everyone, but they kind of just toss them out. And Schlenger's going to pick off again. That'd be cool, though, if it was an Oprah situation. You get some socks. You get some socks. Everyone gets socks.
You know, last year the press box got to toss the socks.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was fun, and we got a little carried away at times.
1-2 count still on Takahashi. Runner takes off. No, he was deking, and the pitch missed low and away for ball 2.
That was an impressive deke. I mean, that was not just your simple, all right, 2 steps. He was about halfway there. He's like, actually, no, I'll go back.
It's an art form, I'm telling you. And it all boils down to the hiss. You got to go like that, and that tells it just really fools them. And here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a high arcing curve that just doesn't dance in, and it's going to fill it up 3-2.
Love the sound effects there.
Yeah, see, I used to fake steal a lot, so it's always the, you know? You got to pump the arms, really take a few hard steps, and just make it look like you're just kind of thundering to second. And the payoff pitch from Schlenger. No, he's going to check over to first, and Villalpando just kind of scampers back in. You know, it's very akin to like a hard count for like a quarterback, or, you know, like they're trying to get you to jump off sides, you know, just really trying to fool. You got to be an actor. It's the same thing. Here's 3-2. Top shelf, swinging, strike 3. Make it 4 strikeouts for Schlenger tonight. He has been carving up the Drifters.
The second baseman, Cooper Brass.
Yeah, like we said, Schlenger's came off with the mission today to limit any further damage in this ball game and keep this game tied at 1 apiece.
And you look at the first inning, 1 run off of 3 hits, right? Then they get 3 hits in the second. And, you know, so you have 6 hits in just the first 2 frames. This was looking like it might be the Drifters kind of coasting to a series win. And it's really turned around here. As the runner finally takes off, but Mullins just cuts it foul. So now Villalpando has to, again, round over second, come back to first, and he has just been... He's been faking the steal. He's stealing right there. And, I mean, they're really going to probably keep picking off to him at first. So it's an 0-1 count quickly on Mullins. Villalpando still at first base. 2 outs here in the 6th. And Schlenger's 0-1. And this is chopped down the first base line. And the home plate umpire, Kyle Sisk, says, hey, that hit off of Mullins' foot. So immediately calls it foul. And it's an 0-2 count now on Mullins.
Yeah, and Schlenger was going to let that just roll out of play as well. So either way, same result here.
Well, 2 strikes. 2 outs here, top of the 6th. It's 1-1. We're tied. Villalpando on first base. And Schlenger struck out Heffernan to start the inning. Struck out Takahashi just a few minutes ago. And he wants the 3rd strikeout of the inning to really slam the door. The pitch, skipped in the dirt off the chest protector of Overstreet. Villalpando was taking off, and he will just glide into second base with a stolen base.
Yeah, Overstreet did a good job today of keeping all those balls in front of him, but of course you're going to get 1 or 2 there that'll sneak through.
Now Overstreet looks in, gets the signs from pitching coach Quincy Vassar, goes into the crouch and relays those signs now to Schlenger. He's set from the belt buckle, from the stretch. 1-2 count. The pitch to Mullins. Got him swinging. Wow! 3 strikeouts for Schlenger in this inning, all swinging. And he hangs a 0 in the 6th. The Drifters get no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave 1 man stranded in scoring position. We're still tied 1-1 here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hit a home run with LocalTel Communications. For over 40 years, we've been Central Washington's trusted telecom provider, delivering fast internet and reliable phone service. Whether you're streaming the big game, video chatting with loved ones, or running your business smoothly, LocalTel has you covered. Join the LocalTel family today and enjoy the best connectivity in the region. Visit us at localtel.com to learn more.
Summer starts with membership at the Rack. Pack your calendar with camp, rack, swim, and tennis lessons, summer swim team, indoor and outdoor pickleball, tennis tournaments, play programs, and so much more. It is so easy and fun for the whole family to stay active and fit all summer long when you join the Rack. Summer classes and camps are filling fast, so don't delay. Call the Rack today. That's Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club, or use the Rack app for program registration. See all the details at rack.org or call 662-3544. The Rack, where we play every day. Come experience the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing at Pybus Public Market, your family-friendly destination for exceptional craft beer, great food, and a welcoming atmosphere. With 20 rotating taps featuring Hellbent craft brews and local ciders, plus a full bar and local wine list, there's something for everyone. Their chef-driven seasonal menu showcases the freshest local ingredients with bold American and Pan-Asian flavors in every dish. Open daily, visit the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing and embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley.
At Valley Tractor and Rentals, they promise to deliver best-in-class customer service before, during, and after the sale. And their people make sure that promise is kept. As Ledbetter's first delivery to McGarry is grounded sharply up the middle. Villapanto diving, can't make the play. And on the very first pitch, Kai McGarry gets a single.
Way to start off their ambush tactic there. And it came at a great time for the AppleSox that they need runners on base. And it's still tied up 1-1.
As Nikko Paoletto now for the AppleSox, batting in the 3-hole in left field today, so he's not DHing. We mentioned that before. Today's his first work of defense all year. And he's been DHing every single game. Now finally in the corner outfield spot. He's an outfielder by trade. He's got one runner on. That's McGarry at first. Leadoff single just a few moments ago. They pick off, and man, was that close. McGarry was really far off the base, but he gets back in head first.
Showed his speed and acceleration skills there as he went from pretty much 0 to 100 to dive all the way back.
So Paoletto still awaiting his first pitch from Ledbetter. And here it is. That's well outside for a ball. And fans, I apologize. I told you I was going to tell you who won the catch and mustard race going in, into the last half inning, and it completely slipped my mind. I just forgot, and I really apologize. We got a 1-0 count here on Paoletto, one runner on. Thank you, Jackson, patting me on the shoulder.
You're welcome.
We all make mistakes. We're all human, and they'll pick off to McGarry again and again close. But Henry De Jesus, the field ump, says no, he's back in safely. And so take your guesses real quick. Who was it? Was it ketchup? Was it mustard? And I'll tell you, it was mustard. And it was kind of a blowout.
I honestly forgot.
She won by a pretty good amount. And here's the 1-0. McGarry takes off for second base. The throw down, man, on a dime. He puts on the swim move, but it's not enough. And he is out, and he is caught stealing.
He beat him by at least 2 steps there. They knew that was coming there. And I don't blame him. With McGarry's speed, I'd bet on him stealing when he gets on base every single time.
Yeah, 3 stolen bases so far this year in just 4 games played. So he was almost averaging a stolen base per game. And he just gets cut down there. And the pitch was a ball, so it's a 1-0 count to Paoletto. But yeah, Mustard won the race. And there, at one point, they just stopped in the middle and started sword fighting each other. I don't know where they got the swords from. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And he gets off the end of the bat, fouled for strike 1. But yeah, it was very entertaining. The catch and mustard race has a little bit of surprise. There's always something new going on in that race every single day, so it makes it a little entertaining. I'm wondering when Relish is going to get thrown into the mix. That's my
Relish.
Relish. Here's the 1-1. That's well high and outside to make it 2 balls and 1 strike to Paoletto.
Well, you want to hear some ketchup and mustard lore, Smith? I got you. I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago. One time it was ketchup and mustard, and ketchup ran into the center field gate and just kept on running out there.
Ooh, interesting. Here's the 3-1. Now, that's lifted high to right field, but shallow. Tyner coming in a long way, loses it in the sun, and it gets behind him. Paoletto was hard around first. He's around second. He wants 3. The throw in will never arrive. Head first slide. Wow! Nikko Paoletto hits the celly at third. That is incredible.
Man, Nico there taking advantage of the difficulties of the sun and the way that Tyner was battling there. And that's the second triple of the season for the AppleSox.
That is insane. Wow. With 1 out now, the AppleSox have a runner on third base. Paoletto, he is quick. 3 stolen bases this year. He just shows off the speed right there. He was not giving up, right? That shows some real kind of composure and poise that if you hit a ball like that should be a routine play, you're busting out of the box to turn it into a triple. So Landon White will foul the first pitch back straight over our heads here in the press box and again into the ether behind us.
Anyways, yeah, back to the ketchup story. They ran out of the outfield fence and never came back until the next day when Mustard started running. Guess who came out of the outfield fence?
It was a recurring storyline.
Yeah, it was ketchup.
And the 0-1 pitch, that's a slider that misses past the knees of Landon White to even it up. Yeah, it's you'll just see that the lore, right? It's not just it's not just all fun and games. There's story behind this. There's stakes on the line. What's the money line? That's what I gotta ask on ketchup and mustard. Here's the 1-1 pitch to White. That's another slider, top of the zone, and Landon White kind of tomahawks it, but foul right to the AppleSox dugout. So 1-2 the count. With Paoletto at third. He reached there on that ball. He sends right field. That Tyner lost in the sun. The sun really kind of baking right field out there. The infield is covered in shadows. Left field starting to get eaten up by them, but right field in full sunlight. So 1-2 pitch. He got him swinging. No, it fouled off his bat into the glove of Lehue and then ejected out. So Landon White gets lucky there. He's got new life. Yeah, it's getting a little late here in Wenatchee, 8:04 p.m. Landon White with a 1-2 count. 1 out, 1 runner on. That's Paoletto at first. And the pitch to him. That's well high for ball 2. So 2-2 the count, 1 out, and 1 runner on. Paoletto at third base. 68 degrees here in Wenatchee. Some wind blowing out towards right field. Ledbetter gets his signs, comes set from the belt buckle. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to White. And this is grounded right at Villalpando at short. His only play is to throw across to first, and that'll score a run. So an RBI ground out from Landon White brings Paoletto across, and the AppleSox take the lead.
I love to see it here. This is, yesterday was a commanding lead for the AppleSox, and now we're starting to see some gritty baseball, and I love to see that here. We're not relying on our home runs, which, have came across today and yesterday as well. But sometimes that's all it is. You got a runner on third base, and sometimes the ground ball, just sacrifice ground ball to score, and it's going to be what gets the job done.
There's a mound visit here, and while they pause, let's pause for station identification on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM, KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
And this mound visit continuing. Let's also thank Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market. Celebrity Credit Union presents the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the west lot of Pybus Public Market. You ever been to the farmers market there, Jackson?
I know my sister, of course, she works for the AppleSox here, and she helps run the farmers market stand for the AppleSox.
Oh, so it'll be the booth that they have set up there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I went the other day with Andres, who does our video content here at the AppleSox. If you haven't seen his content, go check out some of the YouTube videos, the Instagram, everything socials. We just posted a kind of a hype edit earlier today with Santiago's home run, who's now batting. And the first pitch to him from Ledbetter with nobody on and 2 outs, the pitch. And that is just a hair outside for ball 1. Yeah, it was his home run last night that I was on the call for. They're getting that moonshot to right field. Not the one today. He really just mimicked the one from last night. But they put together a little hype video for that. Go check it out. Really good content from Andres. And the 1-0 pitch missed outside again, almost the same spot. That's ball 2.
Put it over Michael Jackson's Bad. What a great song choice. What a great movie, too.
You have seen it. You went and saw it the other day.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I loved that movie.
Yeah, 2-0 pitch from Ledbetter. And that's a slider that drops in for strike 1. And to give credit where credit is due, the song choice was suggested by Rory, who runs the scoreboard here in the press box. Well, everything on the scoreboard, all the video effects. And here's a 2-1 to Santiago, and that is inside past his toes for a ball. Yeah, thanking everyone in the press box here. You got myself, Jackson Dodd, Ryan to our left, who runs the live stats. You got Avery, our PA address announcer, and then Rory, who runs the scoreboard here and all the effects out on the video board. Andres over on the first base dugout getting all the video for all the video content for the AppleSox. 3-1 pitch to Santiago is right on the upper outside edge for a strike. It was a delayed strike call, and Santiago was about mid-motion ready to toss the bat to first. And he thought that was ball 4. Full count now. 3-2, 2 outs. Nobody on the pitch. And that is a slider just by a millimeter high and out, and Ledbetter did not like it, kind of smiling and shaking his head.
Yeah, Santiago's reached every single time today. Of course, 2 walks and then his solo homer in the 4th.
And brings up Jake Overstreet. Some more shout-outs here for our crew. We got Grant Chisholm, good friend of yours, who I believe is back at the offices. The Bat Cave, as we call it.
Yes, the Bat Cave.
Putting together all the highlights on social media, and he puts together the highlight videos on YouTube. of every single moment that happens. So if you miss anything in today's game, just go back and watch those. First pitch to Overstreet is well low and well away. It's for ball 1. So yeah, Grant Chisholm, Crowley, don't know what her job title is specifically.
Director of Communications.
There it is. And the 1-0 pitch is, wow, some chin music past Overstreet. He kind of just tilts back out of the way to make it 2-0.
But, of course, you have Riley, our social media intern, who helps with all the socials. I mean, you'll see a fun race posted between me and Jonah Shields coming up there. Riley's working on that there and taking lots of amazing pictures posted on our Instagram.
2-0 to Overstreet, misses on the outside white for the 3rd ball, so 3 straight balls from Ledbetter. And then, of course, our last shout-out, Kellen, our board op back at the Sunny FM station. He's doing a great job. He's a joy to have on, right? You guys can't hear him, but we can in between breaks. And 3-0 pitch. Man, center cut. Wait for Ledbetter to get back. Ledbetter to get back into the strike zone. So 3-1 the count on Overstreet. Here's the pitch. That's well high for ball 4. Back-to-back walks from Ledbetter here in the 6th with 2 outs.
His 3rd walk issued today in this ball game, and that may be it for him.
And the coach for the Drifters coming out to the mounds, calls time, motions to the bullpen, and you're right, that's it for Ledbetter. A new face coming out of the pen. So you can close the book on Ledbetter, and we will give you the scoop on who the new arm is when we come back from break here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Discover what premier senior living is all about at Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care in beautiful Wenatchee. Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care communities provide seniors with a stress-free style of living that enhances the mind, body, and spirit. There's always so much going on, from shopping trips to gardening to fitness activities. Plus, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that trained care staff are present 24/7. Schedule a private tour experience at Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek.
Hi, this is Jeff Rounds, president of Libke Insurance. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time without warning. At Libke Insurance, our goal is to provide help before you need it. The right protection, competitive rates, and caring professionals. That's value. That's Libke Insurance. Don't be caught without the right protection. Peace of mind is just a call or click away. Let's talk today.
Libke Insurance. Call 888-902-1800. Online at Libke.com.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves a ding or dent in your car or truck, take it to Earhart's Collision and Automotive Service. Family owned, Earhart's Collision and Automotive Service will give you a free estimate and will handle all the paperwork. If you need auto repair, they can do that too, including checking the air conditioner, oil changes, tune-ups, diagnostics, and more. Earhart's Collision and Automotive Service.
Still at 1422 North Miller, Suite A in Wenatchee.
So you can close the book on Tristan Ledbetter. He goes 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and 2 runs. The no strikeouts really stands out to you. The Sox doing a really good job of just not striking out at all. And while he's finishing his warm-up pitches, hey, let's take a second to look at this day in baseball history. This day in baseball history presented by NCW News, the NCW News Network, accurate and intensely local news from North Central Washington. Check ncw.news for community stories every single day. So looking back to 2014, 12 years ago, on June 11th, the AppleSox defeated the Kitsap Blue Jackets 13-12. Real nail-biter there. In 11 innings at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, Wenatchee took an 8-1 lead in the top of the 8th inning after scoring 4 runs in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. Kitsap rallies to score 4 in the 8th and 4 more in the 9th to tie it. Neither team struck in the 10th, but the Blue Jackets scored 3 runs in the top of the 11th. Sam Brown opened the bottom of the 11th with a 1-out single and scored on a home run by Trenton Brooks to make it a 1-run game. And after a hit by pitch and a walk, Tyler Frost delivered a pinch hit RBI single with 2 outs to tie the game. Taylor Johnson followed by singling between the third baseman and shortstop to deliver the dramatic walk-off single. And I mean, looking at that win, 13-12, and, you know, the extra innings, a real nail-biter. That's kind of what the Sox love to do. They've done that in quite a few games here in the season, and a close one here tonight. 2-1, the score. AppleSox on top. Kainoa Santiago started the scoring for Wenatchee with that solo home run, 381 feet over the right field wall. That was in the 4th inning. And then in this inning, it was Paoletto who came around to score off an RBI groundout from Landon White. And the only reason why he was on third base was because of a ball hit out to right field that Tyner just, lost badly in the sun and got behind him, allowed Paoletto, who, man, is he quick or what? A hard round first, hard round second, into third, and he was hype when he got into third base, hit the celly, and, he kind of just spanned all the different emotes and just was getting the dugout about as hyped as possible. As they're still waiting to start the inning, or continue the inning, I should say. Mitch Darlington talking with the two-man crew here for the third game of the series.
It's some lineup changes as Harlan Rowe's going to be a pinch hitter, but on deck, as currently Cooper Brass will lead it off here. But I'm not sure what the discrepancies were, because it was pretty clear that Harlan Rowe was coming in for Alika Ahu. Oh, I see. Miller is number 48 on the lineup card, but he comes out as 55. So they had to clear that up and obviously make sure that they had the right guy on the mound.
And thank you for bringing that up, Jackson. The new arm on the mound for the Drifters, Andrew Miller, right-hander, 5'11", 225 pounds, the junior out of Eugene, Oregon, who spent the past 2 years at George Fox University. He's going to be facing Cooper Brass, the first AppleSox he'll face in relief. And here's the pitch to him. And this is line to the right center field, tailing, and it's a base hit. Santiago's going to get waved home. And Overstreet was hard around second, but is going to have to really skid to a stop and just kind of get back into the bag. RBI single for Cooper Brass.
Really good piece of hitting right there, taking that pitch just where it was pitched, right up the middle, going over the head of Mullins, and gets the job done. Sox now up 2.
And 2 runs already in this inning off of 2 hits. Like you said, Harlan Rowe batting in place of Alika Ahu. So pinch hit situation. Last time Harlan Rowe came in a pinch hit spot, he got the job done with an RBI single. And he's got a runner in scoring position here. That's Overstreet at second. Cooper Brass at first. So ball served up to the outfield would get the job done. Here's the pitch to Rowe. Well high, well outside to start him out with the ball. And Harlan Rowe from Monroe, Washington, committed to Old Dominion for next year. Batting in place of Alika Ahu, the kid from Hawaii, who is starting today at third. So 1-0 count. Miller, long hold, and the pitch. Harlan Rowe just slaps this right into the nets, and that's strike one.
Is really early on that pitch right there. All he could do was manage just to keep his hands going just enough to fight that pitch off.
So 3-1 your score here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The Sox have struck for 2 in this inning alone. Paoletto scored and Santiago just scored a second ago. And here's the 1-1. Well outside for ball 2. So 2-1 goes the count.
Everybody clap your hands.
Yeah, it's 69 degrees here in Wenatchee. Wind blowing softly. And it's kind of comfortable here in the ballpark. Not cold. The sun's going down, but not just like shivering.
No, I think comfortable is the perfect word to describe it right now.
Yeah. 2-1 pitch from Miller. Harlan Rowe, a slider. He shoots to the right side. Oh, wow. Miller dives. Throw to first. In time. Yeah. Wow. What a play from Miller, the first baseman. Fully dives to smother that ball. Gets to his feet and fires a dart to Miller, who was covering the bag. And that is it for the bottom of the 6th inning. But not before the AppleSox get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on the base pass. 3-1 the score. AppleSox take the lead here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hop into my Chevy. We're gonna take a ride. We're going down to Easy's Burgers, where the food is dynamite. Easy's Burgers. Easy's Burgers, oh yeah. Fast, friendly, and delicious. They really do it right. Serving up those burgers every day and every night. Big kids, little kids, mom and dad too. Easy's Burgers, made fresh for you.
When you need prescriptions filled, visit Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy. Locally owned and in business since 1945, Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy is your friendly Health Mart pharmacy ready to serve you. They've made it their goal to meet the special health care needs of families throughout North Central Washington. Stop in or use their convenient drive-thru to get all your questions answered and prescriptions filled. Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy, 509-662-5801 and at 820 North Chelan.
AppleSox fans, summers are hot, and the last thing you want is to turn on your car's AC and out blows hot air. Get your air conditioner recharged at Mid-Valley Automotive for just $287.74. And keep cool. This includes 2 pounds of 134A Freon. Mid-Valley Automotive works on all foreign and domestic models. Mid-Valley Automotive, 270 East Penny Road in Wenatchee.
And Clint Beck takes over on the mound for the AppleSox, the right-hander. And it's not the only change, because in this inning, on play-by-play, it'll be Jackson Dodd.
Thank you, Smith. Terrell Reed now playing third base in substitution for Alika Ahu, as Harlan Rowe came in relief for him to pinch hit and almost came up big. A great play by the Springfield defense to keep that run in and finally end the side. But Smith, tell us more about Beck.
Well, yeah, Beck, he's a sophomore out of Lake Belton, Texas, and he's from Weatherford Junior College. So teammates with Jake Overstreet, who is starting today behind the plate. So a pair of Coyotes pitching to each other here in Wenatchee. So both a long way from home and both reunited in the battery. And Clint Beck, right-hander, 6 feet tall, and this past year with Weatherford ended with a 6.75 ERA.
First pitch here is swung on and missed to a pinch hitter. It's Colton Perez. You may recognize his name. He was the starter in Game 1 for the Drifters. Now seeing a plate appearance here against the righty. Beck gets his sign from Overstreet. The windup and the pitch swung on and fought off foul. And the count will go to 0-2.
Yeah, and Beck's got that kind of sidearm delivery, right? So it's probably a little funky. You faced Crowley, you faced Schlenger, and now you're facing Beck, and it's just a different arm slot, and it can really throw you off your game a little bit.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. With nobody on, no outs here at the top of the 7th as the AppleSox lead 3-1 after a 2-run inning in the 6th. Infield all the way back here. Slight shift in the outfield again. And the 1-2. Upstairs for ball 2. And Beck comes in relief for Dylan Schlenger, who had quite a day today. 2 innings of work, all scoreless. He only gave up 1 hit and picked up 5 strikeouts along with no walks. Quite a day.
Yeah.
Counts even at 2s. The pitch from Beck. Swung on a fly ball, left center field. Moving to his right is Shields. He makes the grab on the run. Shields boasting his speed.
And you want to talk about hitting to the long part of the yard. That was about as deep to the ballpark as you can possibly go without hitting it out. And Shields just flags it down. I mean, he is just a racehorse. I mean, he moves incredibly fast. On the base paths, out in the field, like there's just, it's, you know, almost like a no-fly zone, really, at the end of the day.
And it seems like he fooled Perez, too. Perez thought he had a double, and he couldn't see because after the play was made, he kind of just stayed on second until he's finally told to get off. Nolan Miller here, first pitch to him is just outside for ball 1. Beck working very efficiently on the mound here. Collects himself. The look in and the pitch. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Beck turns around, readjusts his cap, and settles back in here. Miller, 1 for 3 today as the next pitch comes in there. Excuse me, just below the zone. And the count's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes the count. Infield back. Beck looks in. And the pitch. Below the knees. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk after an early out here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up L.J. Lehue. Lehue is 1 for 2 today with an RBI single in the first, a walk in the 3rd, and then a line out in the 5th inning. Beck will check back to first base, but throwing in safely is Miller. Again, Miller struck out looking in the 5th in his last AB. Lehue is batting .259 this year with 6 RBIs. As they're currently down 2 runs here, 3-1 AppleSox. The first pitch, swinging a hard ground ball to first base. They get the relay to first. The throw into second, tag applied, and that'll be the inning. Man, 3-6 double play, and the AppleSox retire the side. They go up 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left on base. As it's 3-1 AppleSox as we head into the bottom of the 7th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Link Transit is your free, clean, and safe ride to where you need to go. Whether you need to go to work, school, run errands, or taking a day trip to Leavenworth or Chelan, Link can take you there. Save gas and don't worry about parking. Plan your trip with Google Maps, Apple Maps, or the Transit app. Skip the fuss. Take the bus with Link Transit. NCW.News is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.News provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lake Chelan Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.News and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit ncw.news for local news you can trust.
Hey, AppleSox fans, let's talk about community. Today's broadcast is proudly sponsored in part by the Salcedo Group of Companies, now celebrating 25 years of HVAC, electrical, and high-scale development excellence right here in the Valley. But Salcedo is more than business. They actively back over 70 regional schools, nonprofits, and teams. From global philanthropy to the home turf, Salcedo is proud to be locally grown and dedicated to our community. Thank you for investing in our valley. Salcedo Group of Companies.
We'll just have the 7th inning stretch now. Here we are, bottom of the 7th inning. The AppleSox lead 3-1 here. Matt Torres leads it out here for the AppleSox. And man, what a way to end the inning. A unassisted 3-6 double play as a ground ball to Landon White. He touched its bag and then tossed it over to shortstop where Brass finished off the play and completed the tag. Man, what a way to end it here. First pitch to Torres is inside, nearly clips him for ball 1. And again, you may not have heard us mention Torres tied AppleSox history in most hit by pitchers in a single game with 4. He now joins Evan Cloyd with that record. The 1-0. Inner half for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. And, Smith, I'm noticing now Torres is really crowding that plate, especially on that front side. That may have been why he had some balls tossed his way yesterday. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Miller. Swinging a fly ball the other way. That'll drop down for a base hit. And a leadoff knock here for the AppleSox in the 7th.
Not a good piece of hitting there from Torres. You mentioned it there, him kind of crowding the plate a little bit. I remember I drove Matt Torres from the airport up to Chelan when he came into Wenatchee to go live with his host family. His host family is in Chelan. I'm driving up talking to him. He mentioned this, that he's a smaller guy. He's 5'7", 170 pounds, playing at JUCO. His identity is this guy who's really gritty. He fights and kind of, claw tooth and nail to kind of get everything you have. And I think a part of that is crowding the plate like that. You've got to be aggressive and gritty and just work for everything you can. Wear pitches when they hit you 4 times in the game. You wear it, you take your base, and you use it to your advantage. You need every advantage you can get.
Jonas Shields, top of the order now. Shields is hitless today. Uncharacteristic for him as he continues a 6-game hitting streak. Deep breath by Miller. The pitch. Bunt put down, popped up, but it will roll out of play. And the count will go to 0-1.
And Shields is the beer batter of the day. And kind of the whole point of the beer batter is that you get hits. And so far he's 0 for 3. Ground out in the first, lined out to left field in the 3rd, and then flew out to straightaway center field in the 5th. So obviously, struggling a little bit today. He has a 6-game hit streak coming into today, and he is at risk of having that snapped. I mean, I think the longest hit streak for an AppleSox was like 21 games or something like that. And so obviously a ways away from history, but it all starts with game by game, just trying to string as many hit streaks together as you can.
No balls, 1 strike to count, no outs here. Man on first in Therese. Miller looks back. Breath. Will check back to first. Therese slides in safely. No tag applied by Miller. You know, something to note that Springfield is first in the league in strikeouts with 116. Their offensive production is either boom or bust.
Yeah.
Comes the 0-1. Bunt shown, pulled back as the pitch is high, and the count's 1-1.
And speaking of strikeouts, and just to preface this, I'm going to mention this, and I pray the announcer jinx doesn't do its thing, but the AppleSox have not striking out once today. Ledbetter didn't get any, Miller hasn't gotten any, so no strikeouts for the AppleSox so far today.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch from Miller here. Excuse me, he'll check back once again. Therese slides in safely. He's really liking Therese over there at first base.
And do you think the desk here is made out of wood? I knocked on it after I said
this
that.
has got to be, yeah, that's got to be
plywood.
wood.
Yeah, I think that counts.
Yeah.
I think it counts.
It's finished with some sort of paint.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike, no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch from Miller, bunt shown, put down right in front of the plate. Gloving is the catcher Leahy. He'll throw to first, and they'll get the out, but he does get the job done. And Therese has moved up to second base.
Now, like I said, Therese is in danger of having that 6-game hit streak snapped, and, sack bunt right there, right? So, being selfless, getting the bunt down, maybe if you don't, you might not get another at-bat in this game. So, maybe sacrificing the 6-game hit streak to get a runner in scoring position to extend your 3-1 lead.
And exactly that's what they wanted there, is because they know that Shields is a reliable guy, and he's willing to give that up. That's why he's in that first spot in the lineup. Kyle McGarry now singled in his last AB. Runner on second for him in scoring position. First offering from Miller is taken in the dirt for ball 1. McGarry 1 for 3 today with a ground out in the first, pop out in the third. Again, that single earlier, but he was caught stealing in the 6th. Miller agrees to the side from Leahy. Long pause in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Bit of a half swing there on the slider, and the count will be 1-1.
And McGarry knew it too. You saw him half swing, was a little frustrated with himself, and then with his right hand kind of motioned to the dugout a little bit, say, hey, that was the spinner, that was the slider, and saying that, hey, I know that, I recognize that, and he's going to learn from that, and maybe he understands it now.
1-1 the count. The pitch to McGarry is slapped the other way, foul, and the count's 1-2. Really good turnout tonight here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 1,091 tickets sold. Whew. And then last night as well, 1,068. So tonight, beat last night.
Season high.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Again, runner at second base here. Infield shifted just a bit left. And the pitch from Miller. Taken outside, ball 2.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, I think it might be the smallest ballpark from WCL, just in terms of seating and type of stadium, but it still gets a pretty good draw here in the Valley.
It fills out very well.
Yeah.
2-2 the count here on McGarry. Miller looks back at second and fires towards the plate. The pitch is taken in the dirt for ball 3. Therese will stay, and the count's filled up. And, of course, the AppleSox will hit the road tomorrow morning, leaving around 6 a.m. from Nanaimo. They have games 6:35 on Friday and on Saturday, and then a game time at 1:05 on Sunday. I like that early start time. The payoff pitch from Miller, taken right down Main Street, and McGarry knows it, slams his bat down, and that'll be the second out of the side.
Yeah, McGarry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the first strikeout of the night for the AppleSox, and it's just totally on me. Ryan's giving me some side-eye here from the live stats spot, and rightfully so. I apologize, Ryan. That was that's 100% on me.
Here's Nikko Paoletto, reached on a triple in the 6th, was the first run to come across in that inning as well. First offering to him is a slider that'll clip the inner edge for strike 1. And in that triple, it was a pretty much routine fly ball that, with the wind and, of course, the sun baking right field, Tyner had a terrible view on it and just could not make a play on it, gifting him that triple. Man on second for him here. The pitch is fought off foul. A deep fly ball down the right field line, but it'll end strolling into the WVC campus, and the count will be 0-2.
Yeah, at that point in the ball game, right field was just getting like blasted with the sun. Now the entire field here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium in the shadows, 66 degrees, sun going down, but the hills out there in East Wenatchee, I mean, just bask in the sunlight right now.
Miller, the windup and the pitch, swinging a hard ground ball, diving and Haverman, he can't glove it. Rounding third, digging for home is Therese. The throw will not be in time, and the Sox are up 4-1. Nikko Paoletto give him his first RBI of the day and his 9th on the season.
Wow, Paoletto. I mean, he just continues to impress. That is hit number 14 for him. 9 RBIs. I mean, his offensive production just can't be denied. That's why he was DH for much of the season. Now getting his first start in left field, and I mean, his defense has been good too. So he's a guy who just never really disappoints you.
Landon White now with Paoletto on first for him and 2 outs. Pitch from Miller. Hits him right in the back. Ooh. Right on the lettering there. And that'll bring up the fellow Gonzaga Bulldog, Kainoa Santiago.
Man, 2 runners on. Paoletto at second, White at first, and the kid who had that solo home run back in the 4th, and wind blowing out to right field, could make it, extend this 4-1 lead a little bit.
Exactly, and we'll have a mound visit here, so we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here. I'd like to thank Banner Bank. At Banner Bank, we're excited to cheer on the Wenatchee AppleSox at home and away games. Banner Bank, member FDIC. We're huge fans of local sports in the community and proud to support AppleSox baseball. We hope to see you at the ballpark. Banner Bank, member FDIC. Also, 250 years ago, the spark was lit and a new America was forged in the flames. From the New America Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, on August 9th features the Tony Award-winning Best Musical 1776. That's from July 31st through August 15th at the New America Pack. Tickets for 1776 are now on sale at NewAmericaPack.org. Also, shout out to People's Bank. People's Bank wants to help you buy your dream home. From buying the land to building the house, local lenders and local decisions. Welcome home. Welcome to People's Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Yeah, the music playing there for the mound visit. I'm trying to remember. Is that Wii Sports or is that just the Wii load music?
I think it's the Wii Home.
Just home.
I think it's Wii Home.
Yeah.
So runners first and second here for Kainoa Santiago. First offering to him is a check swing ground ball that'll roll foul. And the count will go 0-1 on him.
Did you have a Wii growing up?
I did not have a Wii, but we had family friends, and actually Grant had a Wii.
Okay, Grant.
So I would go over to Grant's house, and we would play Wii Sports all the time. My favorite game was the baseball, of course.
Of course, yes.
And the fencing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the fencing.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Infield all the way back here for Kainoa. And the 0-1 pitch from Miller is taken in the dirt, bounces into the glove of Lehue, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, I liked Wii Baseball, but I was very partial to Wii Bowling.
Wii Bowling.
Because I remember when I was a kid, I found out the perfect combo to get a strike every single time, and just would do that and just spam that. And then it got boring because I just beat everybody.
You're just too good then.
You're just too good at that point, and now I've forgotten it now, so it's just,
You've been humbled.
I've been humbled.
The 1-1 to Santiago. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. That'll drop down for a base hit. Getting the wave home. Rounding third. Headed for home is Paoletto. He will score. And the AppleSox are up 5-1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
What did I say about when the levee breaks, you got no place to stay? It's, the levee has broken for the AppleSox, and they have really just flipped this game on its head. Third hit of the inning, second run of the inning, and it's, 5-1. This was a game that at the very start, you might have thought, man, the AppleSox are going to kind of crumble again, right? When they're kind of forced to, punch in the mouth a little bit. They really rose to the occasion, rose to the situation, and have really just turned things around.
Here's Jake Overstreet here. Runners at first and second base for him. 2 out. The pitch from Miller. Taken on the inner edge, but it will clip the zone for strike 1.
And I should say, too, the past 2 runs that have been driven in this inning have both been done with 2 outs. 2-out production. That is what makes or breaks baseball teams.
2-out rally. Score some more.
Exactly.
The 0-1. Swinging a fly ball left center field. Moving to his right, Gebhardt. He makes the grab, and that will be the side. But the AppleSox pick up 2 runs, highlighted by RBI singles by Nikko Paoletto and Kainoa Santiago. The AppleSox leave 2 runners on. There's no errors, 3 base hits, and of course 2 runs. It's 5-1 AppleSox as we head into the top of the 8th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
This summer, splash your cares away and create unforgettable memories. Treat your family and friends to Slidewaters Lake Chelan. Overlooking the majestic Lake Chelan Valley, Slidewaters is your one-stop vacation paradise with 11 fun-filled water slides. Cruise down the downhill racers, slide down the completely enclosed Purple Haze, float down the Lazy River, and the kids will love the Aqua Zoo. Their well-trained, friendly staff will ensure your stay is safe and lots of fun. Slidewaters Lake Chelan, now open through Labor Day. Visit slidewaters.com for more information.
Hear that? That's the plumpest, juiciest hot dogs you've ever seen getting their grill on. But we both know what'll make it sound even better. Oh yeah, it's a Pepsi to go with your hot dog. Because when you're chomping on America's favorite meal, relish, mustard, and onions perfectly blending into a crescendo of flavor, there's only one thing that makes everything about that moment better. A cold, refreshing Pepsi. See what I mean? It's like music to my ears. Hot dogs. Better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Jeff is back from the Country Inn Family Restaurant. You have prime rib on Friday and Saturday.
Always Friday and Saturday. He's tired of barbecuing. Come on out and let me do the cooking. We got slow roasted prime rib served up Friday and Saturday night. I start serving it around 3:30, 4 o'clock until we run out.
And remember, if you're hungry like me, early in the morning, guess who's open up for breakfast 7 days a week?
Down here at the Country Inn.
Off Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, the Country Inn Family Restaurant. How long have you been in business?
Going on over 40 years, since 1975.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, you take care.
Well, the AppleSox just took a pretty comfortable lead. They now lead 5-1 after a 2-run bottom of the 7th inning. Again, highlighted by RBI singles by Nikko Paoletto and Kainoa Santiago. That was Santiago's 2nd RBI today after a solo shot in the 4th inning. Leading off this inning for the Drifters is Peyton Tyner. Once again on the mound is Clint Beck. He gets the sign from Jake Overstreet and fires towards the plate. The pitch is fouled straight back for strike 1. The AppleSox have finally turned around here. Box score now. Again, 5 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. The Drifters, 1 run, 8 hits, and 1 error. Beck looks in, and the pitch way outside for ball 1.
And speaking of Wii Sports, that foul ball sound effect was also Wii Baseball. It's Wii Baseball foul ball sound effect. Just point that out.
It's a gold mine.
Gold mine of just sounds and memes and all the like.
Can't go wrong. Beck, breath and fires. Swing and a ground ball hit on the hands. That will be fouled on the first base line. And the count will be 1-2. That bat may be broken.
Yeah, I was about to say Tyner is just going to swap that out right away. Doesn't really check it, but I think he just kind of knows. The sound of it, the sound that it made that we hear from up here, definitely sound like it just kind of broke on the inside part of it. It made me just like that kind of that fissure that makes on the handle.
Yes. And so now they're going to wait here. And I'd like to thank Exalt Wellness. Transform your wellness journey with Exalt Wellness. From lymphatic drainage and skin care treatments to stress relief and body sculpting. We offer personalized, non-invasive care. Visit exaltwellness.com and breathe new life into your health today. So a new bat for Peyton Tyner, and he'll dig back in with no outs. And leading off this top of the 8th again, AppleSox up 5-1. Beck looks in. Here comes the 1-2. Just off the plate. And the count is now 2-2, and the AppleSox are riding a series sweep over the Kamloops North Paws and also a series win over the Bellingham Bells. So if they secure the win today, they'll have 3 straight series wins. 2-2 pitch from Beck. Swing and a high ground ball. Gloving it is White. He throws to Beck, and they got him. Way to be there for Beck. Hey, pitchers are athletes too.
Oh, that's textbook right there. That's why you practice your PFPs. And for any young player, young pitcher specifically, that is exactly what you need to do if you're a pitcher and a ball hit to the right side. I remember in high school baseball, my coach used to always say, as a pitcher, any ball hit to the right side, get over it. Doesn't matter what situation it is. If it's hit to the right side, you go and cover first base. You run to the line first. You run to the baseline first, and then run up to the bag.
Aiden Gebhardt now. First pitch to him is taken, but won't clip the inner half for ball 1.
Yeah, Kyle Sisk, the home plate umpire, kind of beat you on that one a little bit. Looked like he was gonna hit the strike one call.
Keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
I like it. And so, still searching for his first hit today is Gebhard. The 1-0 comes in. It's taken just above the zone for ball 2.
And the reason why, I'll go back to, why the pitcher, you run to the line first and then the bag, is because you're trying to take away the multiple factors, right, in your head. If you get to the line first, and then from there run up the line, you now don't get lost. It's like impossible for you to get lost and miss where the bag is, because you know where it's going to be. You just got to get to it on the line.
Exactly. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Beck. That's taken out the knees for strike 1. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter on deck. It'll be Jalen Riddle out of Lane Community College and from North Bend, Oregon. Beck with a bit of rocking motion, the windup and the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. The count will go now to 2-2.
Yeah, Riddle will be batting in place of Heffernan in that 7-hole spot.
Two balls and 2 strikes the count here with 1 out. And the pitch, swinging a ground ball, gloving it. Torres bobbles it. He'll recover, though the throw-in is in time. And 2 straight outs here for Clint Beck.
Yeah, like you mentioned, now it's Jalen Riddle, sophomore, North Bend, Oregon, 5'10", 150 pounds, Lane Community College. This past spring with them, and ended the year with a .313 average in 53 games played. So a lot of usage, and had the average to back it up. So a very consistent bat from the right side.
And that's why they'll bring him in here against the righty Beck. Again, he goes in for Mana Hefferman, who had quite a day, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, but was left stranded in scoring position both times. Beck looks in, and the pitch swung on and popped up, fouling out of play over the press box, and the count will be on 1.
And you think about Heffernan's day, on the stat sheet that looks good, 2 for 3 with 2 singles, whatever. But at the end of the day, they weren't RBIs.
Nope.
He didn't come around to score, and he didn't necessarily move anybody up because they were both leadoff singles. So, and at the end of the day, he actually didn't do that.
He didn't do much. The 0-1 is taken for a strike. 0-2.
And the AppleSox are kind of the opposite of that, the antithesis of that. They have a lot of quality at-bats where if they get out, they're at least moving people over, or they're getting RBIs, or they're coming around the score, stealing bases, what have you. So again, Heffernan looks good for going 2 for 3, but actually doesn't really help you at all.
The 0-2 check swing, he managed to get a piece of it. The count will stay 0-2, and that's another thing. Part of that is that the Springfield Drifters have struck out 8 times today. The AppleSox have only struck out once, and you see why Springfield is first in strikeouts in the league at 116, and now with that, it's going to be 124, which is a lot for this early in the season.
Yeah.
Rocking back and forth is Beck, and the 0-2 pitch slider. Nice spin there, but is taken just off the edge, and the count will be 1-2.
And those sliders look a little funky out of the hands of Beck, and that's because he's got that kind of sidearm release. Not quite a submarine. He's not quite scooping dirt yet, but he's just really, arm is almost horizontal, so it gets a lot of that break on the slider.
And the 1-2. Taken off the EFO shield, or I think even the forearm.
Yeah, or on the wrist, somewhere in that area.
And that'll be a free pass there for Jalen Riddle, but not without a fresh bruise that he'll wake up with tomorrow.
And that's why sidearm pitchers are so hard to hit against and very deceptive, is because you think about that slider, right? That pitch probably started where that ball just hit him, right? And then ends up in the other batter's box, right? And now you're trying to pick up it out of the hands. It's harder to pick it up out of the hands because of how it's being delivered. And then that pitch runs in on you. It had that kind of two-seam run in, and you are thinking, I have to stay in because I think that ball's going to move out, right? And now it just comes in and hits you, and you don't really have time to get out of the way of it, because by the time you that processes, it's already making contact with your hand, and
exactly.
It's painful. I mean, you're on base with 2 outs, but in a painful way.
And so another pinch hitter on deck. It'll be Rylan Detzler, but batting right now it'll be Jacob Villalpando. Beck gets his sign from Overstreet, runner on first with 2 outs. The pitch catches the outer black for strike 1. Wind starting to pick up here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Temperatures around 67 degrees. The 0-1. Just off the plate for ball 1. Really good location there. Again, Jalen Riddle on first after getting hit by a pitch in the upper forearm, maybe even the wrist. He's shaking that wrist right now. Villalpando on deck. At the plate. As Beck will check back to first, but in safely is Riddle.
And you want to talk about hit by pitches? Villalpando has been hit twice tonight. Once in the fourth, once in the sixth. Both times right on his number on his back.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Was looking for a fastball there. Did not expect the changeup.
And considering the fact that he's been hit twice, you're facing a sidearm pitcher for the first time tonight. Again, these pitches look like they're usually starting like they're at your back. So you've already been hit twice, so now you're going to be a little antsy for the set back.
The 1-2. Swung on and hit weakly into left field. Paoletto had a bad start, but he dives and makes the grab. Nikko Paoletto stumbles at first, but with a diving play to make up for it. The Drifters leave one man on. No hits, no errors, and no runs. Still 5-1 Sox as we head into the bottom of the 8th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Your teenage years are full of unknowns. Your bank shouldn't be one of them. With People's Bank Teen Access Checking, account holders can build healthy money habits while learning to manage their spending. There are no monthly service charges, no balance requirements, and if the parent or guardian has an existing People's Bank account, adding Teen Access takes less than 10 minutes. You know your teen, we know banking. Teen Access Checking from People's Bank. Easy for them, easier for you. Member FDIC.
Hi folks, Kelly Herschel from Valley Tractor and Rentals, your one-stop Kubota shop. Kubota and Valley Tractor is keeping it simple. You want the best-selling compact tractor? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact excavator? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact skid steer? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling diesel zero-turn mower? Buy a Kubota. You want the best? Buy a Kubota. Kubota and Valley Tractor since 1948, Baker Flats, East Wenatchee.
It's Father's Day. Win your share of over $12,700 in free play at all 12 Tribes Colville Casino locations. Cooley Dam, Lake Chelan, and Omak. Father's Day hot seats going on Sunday, June 21st from noon to 4 p.m. For full details, visit the Players Advantage Club or ColvilleCasinos.com. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos. Far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. Please play responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
So defensive substitutions here. Rylan Detzler now in left field for the Drifters as he came in for Austin Takahashi now. Again, Miller still on the mound here for the Springfield Drifters. The Sox up 5-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jackson Dodd Smith Slide, happy to have you here as the AppleSox close in on their third series win of the season and third series win in a row.
Yeah, a lot at stake here. I mean, 3 straight series wins, getting a lot of momentum going into the early goings of the year. The AppleSox leading the North Division right now, 7-3 with that .700 win percentage.
Cooper Brass leads it off. First pitch to him is high and tight for ball 1. Have a pinch hitter on deck. It'll be Terrell Reed. Reed comes in for Harlan Rowe, which Harlan Rowe came in for Alika Ahu earlier in this ball game. The 1-0 pitch spiked in the dirt, bouncing in the glove is Leahu, and the count is 2-0.
Yeah, so that 8-hole spot's a bit of a revolving door tonight.
Well, this lineup's been pretty consistent this whole entire series. The 2-0 pitch fought back, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Terrell Reed's the guy who got his first hit of the year. Was that yesterday? I believe it was yesterday he got his first hit.
It was 2 days ago. It was the first game of the series.
First game of the series got his first hit of the year.
And good for him, too. He does a good job in situational at-bats. That's probably why they're bringing him in now.
Yeah.
Move runners along. 2-1 pitch here from Miller is taken right down Broadway for strike 2.
And Cooper Brass is a guy who just joined the AppleSox, I believe, in the tail end of that Kamloops series and now into this series as well. So he has been a really great pickup for them thus far. I mean, a lot of hits, a lot of stolen bases as well.
2-2 pitch. Slider slapped foul, and the count will stay at 2-2.
And he's got 9 hits so far this year, 7 RBIs, 5 walks, 3 stolen bases. So the numbers from him, he came into this game batting .444, and that's only in a few games played, but still, .444 average, you can't deny it.
With 6 RBIs, 8 hits, and a double with that, too.
1 hit and 1 RBI tonight.
2-2 pitch here to Brass. He's punched foul down the right field line, and it'll go out of play.
He was running the fastball in on him about 88 miles an hour, kind of on the hands.
Went inside out with that one there.
Yeah.
But that shows he's getting the inner knob of the bat to the ball, which is a really good sign here for his mechanics and for this AB. 2-2 pitch here from Miller. Swinging a weak chopper ground ball over the third base, moving in and gloving to Heffernan and Haley. Throw to first, not in time, and just like that, Cooper Brass shows off his speed and will beat out the throw.
Man, he is fast. That's a soft chopping ball to Heffernan at third. And good play by him. I mean, picks it on the forehand, makes the transition, throws on the run, and throw was there, but I mean, just, you can't catch Cooper Brass. He's just too fast.
I mean, 3 stolen bases already with his short tenor with the AppleSox.
Could make it 4 right now. He's on first base.
Terrell Reed now. And just like that, Miller will check back, but sliding in safely is Brass. On deck is Matt Torres. Reed, initially from Hawaii. The first offering to him is way inside for ball 1. Brass, the speed threat over at first base. Could expect some movement here as the AppleSox are up 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Long pause. Miller fires towards the plate. The pitch, swinging a ground ball toward the shortstop. Underhand toss to second and a throw to first. Got him on both sides. And just like that, the AppleSox are doubled off. That'll bring you up the 9-hole spot. Matt Torres.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do when you come into a pinch hit spot. You know, tailor-made double play right to Villalpando at short. It's an easy flip to the second. You know, get the transition, throw to first. Now 2 outs, and so I mean you're leading 5-1. But again, we know this in WCL. A 4-run lead is basically might as well be tied.
Matt Torres here. First pitch to him. Catches the outer black for strike 1. He singled on his last day being in the 7th and scored from an RBI single by Nikko Paoletto. The 0-1. In the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike now, the count. Again, the AppleSox have only struck out once today, and that came from Kai McGarry. Very impressive. The 1-1. Swung on and punched foul. And the count will stay and will move to 1-2.
And again, I apologize to Kai McGarry. I mean, I brought up the fact that no one had struck out yet in today's game for the AppleSox, and then just, I think maybe a batter later he struck out. And so I just, again, I really apologize for that.
Miller shakes off this first sign from Lehue. Agrees to this one here. Rocks back, and the pitch on the way. The 1-2 slider, check swing, but they will ring him up. And the AppleSox go down in order 1, 2, 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no men left on base. It's 5-1 AppleSox as we head into the top of the 9th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Chad and Amanda with Holidays Custom Muffler wish the AppleSox the best on the field this season. If you're in need of muffler work, visit Holidays Custom Muffler. They work on all cars, trucks, motorhomes, and more. Holidays provides free estimates, affordable solutions, and they guarantee their work. For an appointment, call 509-888-0128 or stop in at 400 South Columbia Street in Wenatchee.
American Shoe Shop has never been your typical shoe store. Our history began with shoe repair in 1920. That tradition has given us the knowledge to serve your footwear needs like nowhere else. American Shoe Shop strives to bring you the best in everything from casual comfort footwear, finest of hunting boots, with brands like Blundstone, SAS, Birkenstock, Kenetrek, Crispy, Keen, and so many more, as well as surprises like Axes from Grants Force Bruck and optics from Knox. All only at American Shoe Shop, downtown Wenatchee.
Whitley Fuel Pacific Pride is proud to let you know they provide non-ethanol premium for the sensitive engine at these sites: Grand Coulee, Brewster, Okanagan, Omak, and now Twisp. Whitley Fuel also has top-tier Power Pro gasoline and premium diesel 24 hours a day and bulk DEF at the pump at the Okanagan site. With thousands of Pacific Pride sites through the country, Whitley makes it easy and convenient whether you operate one car or a fleet. Call Whitley Fuel today for your Pacific Prided card. 1-800-955-3835.
The AppleSox lead 5-1 here in the top of the ninth inning, looking to secure their third straight series win and their third series win of the season. For the play-by-play, here's Smith Sly.
Well, thank you, Jackson. Clint Beck's going to stay on the mound for the AppleSox. Right-handed pitcher going up against Rylan Detzler, who's pinch hitting in the 9-hole spot. As Clint Beck gets his signs and comes set, Sox 3 outs away from their third straight series win. The first pitch to Detzler misses upstairs for a ball. And some good news for the Sox. Bellingham playing Nanaimo in Bellingham, and the Bells are leading 2-0 in the top of the ninth. So they're 3 outs away from taking down the Night Owls. And the 0-1 pitch to Detzler. Well inside. Detzler kind of unfazed by it, and that's ball 2. You know, we say it's good news that the Night Owls are about to lose to the Bells because the Night Owls are in second place in the North Division. And they, for a second, were in first, and Bellingham was able to beat them last night to dethrone them. So here's the 2-0, and that is right down Main Street for a strike. And so if Bellingham can beat Nanaimo and drop the Night Owls further in their record, then, you know, it's just Bellingham and Nanaimo going at each other, and Wenatchee just is atop the mountain untouched. And here's the next offering. That's strike 2, almost in the same spot. And 2-2 the count now.
And honestly, whoever wins this next series, Nanaimo and Wenatchee, could spell true to whoever wins the first half of the season and secures the first playoff spot of the playoffs.
2-2 pitch to Detzler. He fouls this off his front foot to stay alive. Now Detzler coming in place of Takahashi, who was the 9-hole hitter in left field. And Detzler's a junior from Eugene, Oregon, switch hitter. So he's batting from the lefty's batter's box against the right-handed Clint Beck, kid from Weatherford Junior College. No outs and nobody on. Beck looking for the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got him looking. That's too easy. The slider, so much movement on it, and that's a looking strikeout to start the ninth.
That was beautiful. Started all the way in the righty batter box and just curved around to finish in the center cut of the plate.
I mean, that thing moved like a Frisbee, just insane. The horizontal and vertical break were just nuts. Almost looked like a golf ball when you hook it off the tee. Now it's Cooper Mullins. The pitch to him, cut on and missed. Clint Beck really blew it past him. Only 85 miles an hour, but when it's the sidearm release, it takes you a second to, your reaction time slow down a little bit, so your swing is a little bit delayed. And the 0-1 pitch from Beck. He slaps this sharply through the left side. That splits it, and that's a 1-out single for Mullins. And batting in place of Perez in the 2-hole, it will be Burr, who played yesterday and is now coming up in a pinch hit spot.
AppleSox looking for a nice, quick double play here to finish off this game and secure the series win.
So yeah, Broderick Burr, right-handed hitter, freshman from Riverside, California, at Bushnell. There's quite a few guys on this Springfield team from Bushnell. Is Bushnell University, is that in Oregon? Is that why there seems to be a pipeline?
I think so.
That would help. Because, I mean, you think about the AppleSox, a lot of guys here from Washington, JUCOs and colleges, etc. You know, so it makes sense that you would get a lot of, you know, players from Oregon colleges coming in to play for Springfield.
Kahaku Harrison now pinch running here for Cooper Mullins.
And he's at first base there. Beck looks over at Harrison. And his first pitch to Burr. Right on the outside corner of the plate, and that's taken for strike 1. I mentioned Broderick Burr said that his favorite movie is The Goonies, which is shot and filmed in Oregon a long time ago, and they'll check in on Harrison there at first. He's back in standing, kicking up some dirt in the process. And, you know, The Goonies, you know, a classic film. and they filmed it in a bunch of different places in Oregon. Specifically, the Cannon Beach is like the big one. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Beck. And that is lined high and deep to right center field. Shields going back. He does not have a play on it, and it skips to the wall. Harrison's around second. They'll hold him at third. Stand-up double for Burr here in the top of the ninth, and you couldn't have asked for a better time to get some clutch hits.
Unfortunate timing there for the AppleSox. They did not want that to happen. But, of course, that's why you have enough of a cushion now, 5-1, to where you can make do with a situation like this.
I'll bring up Nolan Miller. He's the starting first baseman today, batting from the left side. But yeah, no, Goonies filmed in Oregon and filmed in a variety of different places. The house that's is the family's house in that movie is an actual property in Oregon. It's still there. It's actually like a monument. Like, people kind of go there to, I don't know if you take tours of it, but you can go up and see it. And Clint Beck kind of will refresh the signs here and try and agree on one. And he comes set from his belly button. Here's the first pitch to Miller, and he lines this high and deep to right field. Catch by McGarry, tagging at third. Harrison comes around to score, and that makes it 5-2 here in the ninth.
Good piece of hitting right there by Nolan Miller, but now you start to wonder, it's too little too late.
And it also moves Burr into third base, and it'll bring up L.J. Lehue, the catcher. But, you know, the house that they are at, in the movie, they, from the house, get on their bikes and bike down to Cannon Beach in the movie, right? And in the movie, it's like, oh, this takes, a 15-minute bike ride or something like that. In reality, where the house is to where Cannon Beach is a 40-minute drive. And here's the first pitch to Lehue. That is a slider that he drops onto the lower outside edge for a strike. So it's a 40-minute drive. Because I remember my family used to make that drive. We'd go from that house to Cannon Beach, and you're on the road for a while. So imagine doing the bike ride of that would probably be a few hours, I believe. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he'll cut this off the end of the bat to the screen, and 0-2 the count here with 2 outs in the ninth. They're 1 strike away from ending this game. But it's a little funny that in movie magic, you kind of just make it seem like, oh yeah, this is like a little 15-minute bike ride to the beach. And no, in reality, it's actually hours away. Oregon, a really big state. Beck to end it. This is lifted high to center field. Shields over his shoulder, now plants his feet, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. 3 straight series wins for the AppleSox. They get it done in front of 1,091 fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The Sox are hot.
Man, Smith, what a game for the AppleSox. And again, after initial loss in Game 1, 11-6, they come back yesterday, win 11-1, and then finished off with some gritty baseball, 5-2 here. It looked not so hot in the start of this ball game, but they found a way. Kainoa Santiago with that solo shot, and the multiple really, really good at-bats, hitting the ball the other way, sacrificing their beats to the betterment of the team. Got to applaud the AppleSox today.
And your final score here, 5-2 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. They get 3 straight series wins for the AppleSox and a real good win at home to close out the 6-game homestand. They head on the road to play against the Nanaimo. You'll be on the call for those games up in Canada. And we got some more post-game coverage coming up here on the AppleSox Radio Network. I'm Smith Sly, Jackson Dodd. Don't go anywhere here from Wenatchee.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM, KCSY Twisp, the greatest hits of all time.
I have come to the conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, that 2 are called a law firm, and that 3 or more become a Congress. And by God, I have had this Congress.
250 years ago, the spark was lit, and a new America was forged in the flames. From the Numerica Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, Hot August Nights features Tony Award-winning musical 1776. July 31st through August 15th at the Numerica Pack. Tickets for 1776 now on sale at numericapack.org.
Mission Ridge, proud sponsor of AppleSox Baseball, says